Hello, everyone, and welcome to D&D with Kristi. It is time to do some more Dragon Heist / Acquisitions Incorporated mashup, and we are so excited, well, at least I am, to be here. As always, we start with a recap of what our heroes got up to last time, which was a lot from what I remember. I think Clue's been unfortunately designated, unless you can't make it. You've been designated as the official recapper. I also have my campaign notes. So if you want to go ahead, and just kind of say what the party got up to last week.
So last week, Hibara started by starting a fire. Then we committed murder.
You're kind of skipping over some things.
It's been like all of our sessions so far, to be fair.
But yeah, so we had a fight in a Centauran front.
Yeah, Jolly's Emporium.
Mm-hmm. After which we went to Mork to question a corpse. We went, well, not great, actually. We got very little useful information out of him. After which we went to the Temple of, I forget the name.
The Inspired Hands.
Yeah, the House of the Inspired Hands, where we found a sentient construct, which made another sentient construct that went missing. We debated the ethics of AI for a bit, and that's about where we left off.
Yeah, I think you also had your adventures with dung collectors. You met Morton, the initially Irish but eventually Scottish leader of the group, who kind of gave you a bit of shtick. Gives as good as he gets. That one. And as you guys left off, it was, the Bobs had finished up for the day, and they were going to be making pizza. They offered to make pizza for everyone, and Gorko was very excited because he likes to do the part where you do the dough. So they are in the kitchen, bussing along, making quite a lot of noise. And Jarvis says, if we could have I know you guys are quite tired, and I know you're a bit hangry, I think is the term Mara brought with her. If I bring out some bread and cheese as an appetizer, and make sure you get lots of carbs today and lots of fat in your diet.
Please, God, feed them. They haven't eaten all day. I don't know how I survived.
There are a few business things that I want to go over. So Jarvis goes to the kitchen and kind of gets a few things and says to the Bobs and to Gorko, I'm just going to close the door here so that you guys have some privacy and we have some quiet out there in the main room. And they're too busy like mashing up tomatoes and just making into sauce and getting out garlic and doing all kinds of things. So Jarvis comes back and starts to asks for some help with you pulling together tables so it can form like a very long dinner table for you and everybody else when you hear a knock at the door. Does anyone want to get it? Jarvis is in the middle of hauling tables, so they are a bit busy.
Guess Clue goes to the door.
Mara just chuckles.
All right. As you open the door, you see Talus, whom you recognize as your neighbor down the road who works at the Bent Nail. And Tally is Tally is holding basically a very large-sized object in his arms. And says, can I come in? I have something for you, neighbors.
I hope that's not a weapon, but sure.
Tally makes his way inside, and as he does, a white cat uses this opportunity to dart into the tavern and makes its way straight over to Hibara and starts like rubbing on your leg and is sort of like meowing at you to be picked up and pet. As that's happening, Kitty, yes. As that's happening, Tally kind of hauls in and sets down this wrapped large thing. It's sort of like the more than the length of his chest, and it sort of is a couple feet by a couple feet, basically, and looks rather flat. And And Jarvis looks up and says, "Is that what I think it is?" And Tally says, "Yes, it is." Ooh, someone's their connections keep thunking, but I'll just keep going. Tally unwraps it, and it is the official sign for your tavern. On it, it says on both sides, "Ye Old Haunt." That's right? That was the tavern name.
Mm-hmm.
And on the bottom, in the corner, if you guys remember the artwork that Alhana did in the group, it's got the PN2C in one corner, and then a Solutions Guild affiliate or branch or whatever the word is, and it's got it on both sides. It's painted, it's hand carved, it's got a place holes in it where it can be hung on metal hooks or something, and can be read from both sides. And also for right now, there's a temporary, much thinner piece of wood with some hand painting that says opening on Harvest. I think it's Harvest Fest. Let me check the calendar date. Bright Swords Day, sorry. Opening Bright Swords Day on both sides. Holly says, "Yes, after you brought in the commission, Jarvis, I got to work on it, and it went faster than I thought. Things have been quiet after the fireball went off, so I was able to focus on it yesterday and let it dry overnight and during the day, and, well, what do you all think?"
Yes.
It's so pretty.
Mighty fine. Thank you very much, Tally.
I hope he's serious.
Yeah, well, thank you for the business. Appreciate it. And you all have a good evening. I'm gonna go home now and get my dinner on. It smells like you guys are doing something delicious. That's inspiring me to get on and get on my dinner as well. So have a good night.
And you, my friend.
And waves, as he leaves. And Hibara, you've got a cat looking for love at your feet. What do you?
Oh, she is like full-on James Bond villain in a chair with this cat in her lap, just stroking it.
Okay. So the cat sort of like purrs at you, and as it makes its way, sort of like loving on your face, kiss, like rubbing its whiskers in its nose. You hear the voice that you recognize in your ear of Melifor, I think. Yeah, so Melanor, saying, "Glad to hear you're safe. Come to the usual meeting place for another job, not time sensitive." In your ear, as the cat, sort of like purrs in your ear alongside of it. But then the cat doesn't leave. It just keeps love. It's just like do my belly. Okay, now do my butt. Okay, now do my ear. It's so yeah. You've got a friend now for a little while.
And if people,
Mm-hmm.
and if the people watching want to see the sign, I've just posted a link into the chat there, and I'll post one into the YouTube chat too.
Cool. Yeah, I'll bring that up so that it's on the video proper. And let me just get that up. Yeah. So you guys won't see it, but yes, that's it. Yeah. That's fantastic. That's the sign, how it looks. A Solutions Guild, a service provider. That was it. Yes, I forgot the wording that we mentioned, but yes, I'll download this and find a way of incorporating it somehow into the graphs or into the mix that I can use. You guys are seeing now. Yes, at the renovated tavern image. Yeah. So with that all done, there's some more noises coming out of the kitchen. And Jarvis says, "All right, so I think there's a couple things before I go home for the evening that I did want to review with you. First is, yes, to remind you that the potions of underwater breathing they look to be, as well as a map and some sort of note here. Discern the dragon's intentions. Does that make sense to you guys?"
Yes, it does.
Okay, all right, very good. Also, earlier today, while you were out, a envelope arrived from the the Lightsinger Theater, which is over in the Castle Ward. And inside, it was an open envelope. There are 5 tickets here inside to the current opera being performed there called Hoard of the Dragon Queen. It says on here, formal attire is denoted, and I will say that as somebody who's worked for the Solutions Guild, I know a few people around town and the groups they hang out with. This seems to me to be someone who's associated with the Harpers, and as you've been in the newspaper. This company has been in the newspaper quite a bit in the last week. First, for acquiring the business and the business with the rescue of Rainier Neverwinter, which was more in the gossip columns than on the front page because they tried to keep it quiet. But then, of course, your work at the fissure and digging and going through all of that, and the earthquake and finding out the source of it, and then, of course, I don't know if you saw, but the local paper also had your names and people saying that you were helping the people who had been hurt after the fireball as well. So you're clearly attracting a lot of attention. If you are going to be attending this, you may very well be invited to join the Harpers, which is a good faction, a very powerful faction here in Waterdeep. However, I've also noticed, and this isn't a criticism, it's merely an observation, they say that there have been Zentarum affiliates walking through the bar, and personally, I'm in favor of a very ecumenical approach to alliances and friendships. I think it's very good to have open relationships and a lot of channels to different types of people. But I don't know if you have, as a party, made any formal decisions about who is going to join what factions, or what factions you aren't going to join, or what kind of roles. And it seems to me that might be a good thing. You don't have to have that discussion in front of me, but if you do have that discussion and want to fill me in so I am better able to run the business and know who is a friend, who is a potential friend, and really who should be kicked out the moment they darken our doorstep, that would make my job as your major domo very much easier. Another thing, too, that I just want to talk about business-wise is, yes, the issue of petty cash. I have, and I don't mind advancing you all a few gold pieces here and there, but it would make it a little bit easier on my life to run the operations while you are out during the day if there was a little bit of, maybe, say, 20 gold that I could dip into. For instance, I know that people have wanted paper birds, or if there are things that come up, deliveries that need to be made, carriages that need to be ordered, whatever else, it would be a little bit helpful. And I think I am currently owed about 8 gold pieces, which is not important. You pay me very well. It's fine. But yes, if you have a system for how you're sorting out your party money, who's taking care of the business funds, and how you guys are organizing that, I think it would be a good conversation for me to know about as well, so that I'm aware of who I should talk to when expenses come up. And then finally, sorry.
That sounds very, very acceptable. As far as money goes for the jobs we receive, I would suggest we just kind of put it into a central pool, so any of us can get whatever things that we need as we need them. That would sound the most acrimonious way of dealing with things.
I mean, bit metagame right now, but I do have a Excel maze to keep track of party funds. Just so you know.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, can you? Yeah, Jarvis is like, can I have some petty cash then?
That's no problem. How much do you want?
I think for what if you give me 20 and then I subtract what I'm owed, that would leave about 12 for me to make sure I can run my errands and pick things up. So that would be very acceptable.
Okay. Put that in then. Can give him 20 of our communal gold.
Right, yeah. So he'll go. There's a place for a cash register now with a key, and Jarvis, has a key and says, I've provided each of you a key to the cash registers in your room because I wasn't sure. It seems to me that you guys should always have access to the cash register, and so I will and just sort of like in the back of the register they put the like a little pot for petty cash, little tin kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jolly good.
Yeah. The last question I had for you before I think we can have more fun, and Jarvis starts like reaching into their satchel, and they pull out one bottle of red wine and set it on the table. And as they're talking, they pull out a second and a third and a fourth.
Oh, booze. Lovely.
To go along with some of the bread and cheese that they brought out from the kitchen. I have to say, I am very, very curious. After I mentioned to you that the Orrery of the Wanderer was a magical item, I wondered what happened when you tried to attune to it.
Have we tried to attune to it?
I don't believe any of us have as of yet. I'm willing to give it a go.
Okay, who's holding on to it?
That would be me.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, and as a final reminder, all of your magical items at midnight tonight will go back to just being ordinary items. So yes, today is the 5th day of the contract, or the 7th day of the contract. So just as a reminder, take anything out of a bag of holding or whatever else. But yeah, sure, yes, I'm quite curious. I don't know if you want me to leave or if you whatever, but if you're happy for me to stay while you attune,
No, you're welcome to stay. I have no objections. I don't know if anyone else does.
I do. Ibarra tosses the cat out gently.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just like shove the cat out through a window. She just like opens the door and get on, kitty.
Okay, yeah. The cat's like, no, what? No pizza? All right, fine, and leaves. Yeah.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Why?
Because we don't know what it'll do.
To be honest.
Also, I'm pretty sure that it's evil.
I mean,
Everything to you is evil.
I do agree that giving the untested magical item to the guy who's already cursed is asking for trouble.
That too. I didn't think of that. But that also
Great.
is not a good idea.
Way to go, Clue. Putting things in Habara's head. Great. Just great.
That could be double cursed. And who knows? What if you were cursed because your ancestor stole this from that woman and she wants it back, and then you attune to it, and then she poofs here and she's a lich, and then we all die.
This is your argument for everything. You just want to commit murder and arson.
My, what flights of fancy you have, Hibara. I only volunteered myself because of my extensive knowledge of magic. That is all.
I think Clue should do it.
Someone else.
Well, I was expecting that answer, and I accept.
If any of us, Clue will probably not die from it.
I'm only resistant to fire damage, or that still fucking kills me.
I mean,
We won't be sad.
it probably is not going to stab you, so...
Oh, Mara. Fuck you.
You'll be fine, probably.
I'm gonna try and attune to it.
All right. When you put your hands on it, you hear a voice in your head that says, "Hello. Who is this?"
I just don't react right now. Just like nothing's happening. Well, guess this does nothing. Well, taking it to my room then. Not suspicious at all.
That mighty suspicious clue was something happened.
Bye, Clue. Don't die.
Ibarra's following him.
Guess even I can't stretch it this far now, can I? Well, it's talking to me in my head, so I guess I'm having to deal with this now.
You've gone crazy.
That is mighty interesting.
Clue, by the way, weird head voice, in case you're still interested.
Yes, I wondered what took so long, but it's nice to meet you. Considering our fates are entwined.
Like, good entwined or bad entwined?
Well, I can sometimes see little pieces of the future, and I can see that you'll be traveling to a location with. I guess I should start at the beginning. Yes, I'm the orrery, and I have a job for you. It seems you are a party of adventurers, and I can sometimes glimpse the future. I can tell that you're going to be traveling to a place that has some of my missing parts, and therefore I wanted to work with you to help me pull myself together.
What did it say? What did it say?
It wants us to find its missing parts.
I just want to say that Hibara is standing there watching this. Her hands are on fire. She's like doing the math lady meme because she knows she can't break it. So she's just sitting there, hands are on fire. Like,
Blue just like kind of crouches in front of her. If your plan was to kill the person who was attuned to you, why did you want to have me, the one resistant to fire damage, attuned to it?
I wasn't planning on killing you. I'm trying to figure out how to kill it.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't think that would be such a good idea, Hibara. I mean, just remember what happened last time it tried to defend itself from an attack.
That's why I haven't done anything yet.
We've only managed to get this place looking nice and shipshape. We don't want to destroy it just yet, I think.
But it'd be funny.
It would also be very costly.
Meh.
Why does it want its parts back? Ask it that.
Well, if you were missing parts of yourself, wouldn't you want them back too?
Well,
Yeah,
if I was
but
missing
we're not
parts of
inanimate
myself, I'd
objects.
probably die.
Depending on
on-
parts.
But yeah, Mara's right. It's an object. It shouldn't be wanting things.
But by the sounds of it, it's a sentient object. These things.
Oh, we're not going to get into this conversation again. Blue, just ask it the flip a question.
So, why exactly do you want us to find your parts?
Well, when we were designed and put together, we were connected with the universe. We were whole, and we were as we were intended to be. Now we are apart, and just as you would miss it if you had a family member who was far away, or I guess a limb that could be reattached. I feel scattered, and we feel apart, and we want to be back together.
I get that. So, do you have any information on where these parts are? So we have a conversation with the orrery for a quick second, guys. I'll fill you in later.
Ask it what it does.
Future things, okay?
You're the one who decided to let it bond to him. This is your fault. I'm blaming you.
Well, I kind of forgot, and then I can't blow it up. I figured that I would just blow it up and he'd be fine. Mostly.
I mean, you could still blow it up.
I don't think she can.
Mara, do you want me to throw this thing at you?
I'll catch it.
Do you really think you can catch it?
What kind of roll would I have to make?
Well, I guess if he threw it at you, yeah, either dexterity to miss it or probably athletics to catch it.
I have a hunch that I'd be able to make it. I could catch it.
So, Horary. Once again, do you have any idea where some of your parts are?
I know that, I'm not, yes, it's hard for me to, because my parts are away from me, there are things that I can't do properly, there are things that I'm missing. So I know that far north, in a city that is connected to the human mage, that's the closest part to us.
Well, if we ever find ourselves in that city, I can definitely help, but until then, we're kind of stuck doing some stuff over here.
Well, I have an offer for you.
I'm always listening for good offers.
So I understand that you will have to expend resources and time and effort to track down my missing components. So what I am offering is that I will allow you to tap into my powers. So at this moment we're not attuned, we're talking, and I only talk to people whose fates I see can help me achieve, can help me reunite with my missing parts. Because you will all be traveling to this northern city, I decided it was good to talk to you. But if you help me, I will give you access to my powers, and you're free to use them as often as you want. But if these are the conditions. If after a 10-day and every 10-day, if I don't feel you're making sufficient progress, then there will be a penalty for using my powers without helping me in my quest. It's sort of like giving payment and then not receiving a service. Or if I am lost or stolen and someone else attunes to me without us making an agreement, then there will also be a penalty. But if you do agree to attune to me and take on my quest, then once per day you can cast Healing Spirit. As you know, I can self-repair. And so I will also let you tap into that power of mine. And then on a roll of a 5 or a 6, you can't use it again. But on a roll of a 6, you can. Until the next dawn. Additionally, and that's a healing power, obviously. Now, to defend yourself, I will also give you the same thing for casting Thunderwave, which is how I protected myself against the altar attack. You'll be able to use it by touching me and calling on my powers once per day. And then you can roll a d6, and if you get a 6, you can use it again, but if not, you have to use it the next day. Finally,
Such a meta, Ori.
while you are attuned to me, you are allowed to roll a 1d6 and gain the hit points at the start of every turn in battle, provided you have 1 hit point. So you can help to heal others, you can keep yourself healed, and you can also defend yourself with Thunderwave. But, as I said, if you use my powers and ignore me for a 10-day and I feel you're not making progress, I get to roll a 5d6 of psychic damage.
That's crunky.
And everybody hisses.
I'm pretty serious.
I can't hear it.
Even though none of us could hear any of it.
I am very generous, but I expect results.
Can I have a day or so to think about this?
Yes, as I said, we're not attuned. You have to make the choice and be willing. But as I said, our fates are intertwined. You're going to be doing this quest anyway, so... Yes, take your time, think it over, and get back to me.
Okay, will do. Just kind of like shoved it in a box.
So, what did it say, Clue?
What does it do?
Will it kill you?
Well, it might, Mara. It might, but it might also not. Essentially, it'll give us some power, but if things were not doing enough, it might just straight up kill us at this point. Just mind wipe, dead. So, bit of a Faustian bargain.
By the way,
Yeah.
just metagaming, it talked to you, Clue, but it will attune to whomever in the party, because everyone in the party's fates are interlinked with it at this point. So whatever you guys decide. It's not just the person. It would have talked to anybody who picked it up, because all of you right now are on this sort of like course to go to be, it's had this future vision of you. So, yeah.
So, if any of you guys want to like risk it for cool thunder powers, it's your choice.
Well, as I said before, I am willing to take the risk, but I understand if others are hesitant.
Yeah, this sounds like a demon little gold box thing. No offense, Clue, but
yeah, teams are assholes. I'm well aware of that fact.
it's
I think if you want, I'm trying to think if anyone can do detect good or evil. If Jarvis has that as a, or if you want someone to assess it to see whether or not it has an alignment. I don't know that Jarvis has been properly filled out.
We should have been.
nope. I can just detect magic and poison disease.
Okay, as part of my one of my company roles, I've got the read the opposition.
Oh,
ability.
sure. Yeah.
So DC 15 wisdom check.
Okay.
And I can learn 3 things about it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
One. Wisdom. Come on.
Yeah. You can try again tomorrow, or what? Go ahead. Yes, sir.
I'm going to use my inspiration to really concentrate.
Yeah.
Do you not get proficiency on that?
Oh, my.
Your inspiration.
Is it an insight check or a wisdom check?
And does it not grant proficiency?
Oh yeah, it's a insight check.
Okay.
Wisdom insight.
So, yeah, if you want to. If a 13 would have, with the bonus, would have made it 15, you don't have to roll again.
Yeah, that would have got up to 15.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's fine. You can ask. You can find out 3 things about it.
Yep. So alignment.
It has no alignment.
So not evil.
Not
Isn't
evil.
that just the same as neutral?
I guess it could be. Yeah. Yeah. It's it's or an absence of an alignment, but it's not. It's neither good nor evil, or neutral technically.
What else should we learn? Oh, no. That's all I wanted, and that's all it says. Okay. So I'm not sure what else to. 1 second, I'm just loading up the rule book so I can check what other
Yeah.
sort of thing you can
Yeah.
learn.
I've got the thing on. I don't know what page it is. Which company role? Read the opposition. What role do you have again? Not cartographer. What's the name of it? Documents.
Got documents and I think it's documents. No.
I do have that written down somewhere. In my ink tab. Company roles.
Yeah, it's from the obviator.
Ah, right. Yeah, read the opposition. At rank 1, you can attempt to get a reading on one creature you can see, trying to learn useful information. On a success, you learn 3 details of your choice. Once you use the feature, you can't use it again until have a long rest, and you can only use it on a creature once. Possible details you might learn include the creature's goals or motivation, bond or ideals, personality trait, flaws, combat strategy, including common attack methods or tactics, financial information, lair location, allies or foes, romantic entanglements, sense of humor, or favorite songs.
So, I think goals and motivations we kind of need. I'd say bonds or ideals would be a good one. And flaws?
Well, you've already asked 1, so you've got 2 left.
Go with ideals.
It basically it wants to survive. Its ideals is, I guess it's kind of bound up a little bit with its motivation, but in terms, its motivations you said right now, it's its motivation is it feels ripped apart, and so it was happy as a unit, and it was happy doing what it was doing, and so its motivation is really to it's kind of like finding its missing kids or finding its lost brother or whatever. Its motivation is to become whole again.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, I do believe this is a benign sentient item. I can just feel it.
Also, it very much enjoys like being used and going to other worlds and opening other portals. So not only does it feel whole, but it feels at one with the universe in a very sort of expansive way, and it wants to be able to do that again and help other people travel around the different planes. Or take people, let people move around and move with them.
It's just your common or garden magic item that just enjoys doing its job. I can feel it. I've encountered plenty of these sort of items before.
You okay, Bara? Oh, she's on vibrate again.
I don't think we should. I don't think we should take its bargain.
Well, I for one think we should. I mean, it is a sentient thing, and I know I would be mighty upset if I was missing parts of myself. If I lost an arm.
Not that part. That part probably doesn't matter. I meant the other part.
The part where it can kill
The
us.
past part. Yeah.
Well, I presume it would only hurt the one that it's bonded with, and as I've said, I'm willing to take that risk. And I'm sure we will be working towards helping it.
Are you sure?
Why wouldn't we?
I mean, it only takes a 10-day of us needing to deal with some other shit before it decides to get grumpy.
Wait, there's a time limit?
I mean, it's every 10 days or it hurts you.
So a week,
No,
basically.
10 days.
Yeah,
A 10-day is 10 days. That's how they organize time in Waterdeep, or in the Faerun.
So, you need to, consistently work towards it or it gets mad.
That seems like a lot of effort to not die.
Doesn't seem like that much of an effort to me.
I mean, if we're actively investigating it, sure. The problem is when other shit comes up, you're suddenly stuck now.
Exactly. And then you explode. I'm assuming.
I mean,
Or your head explodes? What does it do?
I mean, I think it just kind of makes your brain go, dead. Just light bulb goes out. Or I guess candle is a better
Well, there
analogy.
you go. It melts your brain.
Technically, it's a
You got 10 days
5d6.
to live.
It's 5d6 of psychic damage. So it's anywhere between 6 and 30 points of damage. A jolt of psychic damage is the detrimental property of it.
Well, I think if you feel we've got a bit too much on our plate to start investigating right now, then we can put it off for a little while, but I see no reason not to do it once we're less busy.
I mean, it's more the leash factor.
Yeah, thing is, you never know when you're gonna be busy. That's the problem.
It's basically making you its slave.
It's more just an incentive. And besides, it would only be the person attuning to it that would take the damage, and as I've said, I am willing to take that risk.
Yeah, but what if we get back a piece and then that makes it more powerful? And then it's not just the person attuning the damage.
I don't think that's how it would work.
I mean, if you want to be this hunk of gold slave, that's on you. Not like I can. Well, I mean, I guess I could, but that would be bad for me. So.
I don't see it as being a slave.
All I'm saying is you wouldn't be the first person to make a deal without realizing what it ends up like.
Don't trust anything that can speak if you cannot see its eyes or wear its mouth.
Also, you should probably listen to this guy about pacts with things that are going to come and kill you later. No offense.
I mean, I don't know any demons. They're in my bloodline somewhere, but that's about where it ends.
Well, I mean, how well did it go for that person?
I don't know.
How do you not know?
How am I supposed to know what my ancestors were up to, man?
I
Is
know
this
what my ancestors got up to?
Yeah, me too.
I mean, yeah, but you're I don't know if Bar is from a famous family or anything. But I don't know my parents, let alone my ancestors.
You don't know your parents?
Yes, I suppose that does make sense.
I mean, a lot of people in the field war don't really know their parents.
So this is a city thing, is what you're telling me.
Not the city as a whole. It's a very, very poor part.
Yes, it's more a poor thing than a city thing. No offense, Clue.
I mean, I got out of there, man.
Indeed, indeed. Very industrious you are.
That's the word for it.
How about we do a compromise and you don't attune to it, Belvar, but we still go get its pieces for now?
I vote for that. I like that plan.
Well, as I say, I can hold off attuning to it until we begin to actively search for its pieces. Because, yes, if we have to travel to a distant city, once we make plans to actually go to that city, I'm sure we can leave the attuning to them.
Or what if the city guard comes and arrests you and throws you in jail for like a fortnight? Then your head explodes
Well,
because you got stuck in jail.
that would have to be all of us being thrown in jail. So long as
Yeah, but I'm not the one whose head is exploding.
I mean, Telvar, I can run faster than you, so don't know about that. Everybody going to jail bit.
That's my point. Everyone would need to go to jail to stop all of us from investigating. So,
Yeah, but wouldn't it only know about you in jail? Because it's attuned to you. Because I don't want nothing to do with that.
no, because it can see beyond space and time. That's how it knew of us, and that's how it knows that we're going to this city at some point. And so,
You sure you're not? You sure it's not evil?
I am positive it's not evil. Trust me, this sort of work.
How much of your family is still alive, Elvar?
That has nothing to do with this.
I just want to make backup plans. Just in case.
Well, it's my head. If my head explodes, then that is on me.
Yes, I know. But right now, I need your head alive so we can get that woman.
Didn't you want Thelvar dead at the beginning of all of this?
Yes.
That's before.
But that was before. Now I know I can find the person who does the curses. See, getting rid of killing off Thelvar, that would just get rid of one curse. But if we get this woman, that will get rid of who knows how many curses she's sprung about in the world.
To be honest, she's probably not an easy woman to track down.
Exactly. That will take time, and if Thelvar only has 10 days to live, that ain't gonna be enough time.
Also, wait a second. Are you talking about nails of the lady or Bashaba herself? Because if you're talking Bashaba, you're gonna need to kill a god. Just
No, not the god. Not her. Not her.
Killing gods is not as hard as you think, Ducky. I've killed 1, 2.
That is also true. Gods are just really big people, if you think about it. No different than a giant tree,
killed
or
one
the
again.
Tarrasque, or
I mean,
I've lost count. I've killed a lot of gods.
Kraken.
You will be fine.
Well, I say we just revisit this topic once we are actually set on the path to helping it. Otherwise, we will be here all day, and we have a job to do.
I thought we did agree we are going to help it. It's just a matter of when we're going to help it. And we don't want you attuning to said thing until after we've decided that we were going to start helping it. Right?
I mean,
Yes, that's what I'm saying, and Hibara's saying no, not at all. But
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Let's table the matter. Let's table the matter, duckies, and put the stupid thing in a closet somewhere where it can't talk to any of us.
Indeed, that's what I was suggesting.
Put it in a closet, because if you can't see where it keeps its brain or how its mouth is moving, don't trust it.
Indeed.
Hibara's just nodding.
For the time being. On the other hand, I've been thinking about this problem with the dragon in the harbor. we're going to need a boat, I think, and I actually know a captain of a ship who could help us. Problem is, he's up in Neverwinter. We could head up that way and see about hiring him. He owes me a favor. Anyone up for it? No takers. Okay. I'm sure
we have these bottles of water breathing, right? And she gestures at the bottles on the table. Couldn't we just walk off the docks?
I mean, those have limited time, and you don't want to be stuck in the middle of the ocean.
Jarvis does. Yeah, Jarvis pops up. I think last time I checked, they last for 1 hour, so you'd need to be above wherever you'd want to swim. They're often used for people who want to do, treasure hunting or other things to go down and explore. So that's fine. So the time limit is about 1 hour.
Yeah, so you just jump off the dock, find the dragon, say shoo, and then we're done. Walk away.
Do you wanna see the map of the harbor really quick? Would that be helpful if I put you guys back on the main map of Waterdeep? It might help give some context.
Yeah, because the harbor is not a small one, and it's not shallow either. It's kind of in the name.
Well, I guess the question then is, who cannot swim?
Yeah, presumably it's in the Great Harbour, not the Naval Harbour.
Can any of us does yeah. I mean, I don't think any of us have swim speed, do we? So
it'll just be your normal movement. So it's and there also might be it considered rough terrain. I think I'll have to read up on it a little bit, but it'll be slow going. Also inside the box, Jarvis opens up and says, "Remember, there's a note in here, and also a location." And so this is sort of the area that's been marked off on the map. You can see. Actually, can I erase that? How do I erase that?
Click it.
Click it.
Should be able to go top left, see the normal click icon, select it, and then delete.
Okay. Select and delete. Yay! Hey, that worked. Yeah, it's a bit more like in this area that the sightings have happened.
Oh. Okay, that's actually decently close to land.
Yeah, although you've got basically you can't cross this area. This is where they block it off for safety or to not be attacked. So the only way to get through is really to use this opening. I mean, unless because you've got the docks are over here in this area. Mm-hmm. So it's about coming out past, I think it's called Deep Water Island. Mm-hmm. Out in that area. It's when the ships are coming into Waterdeep that they've been hassled, not inside the harbor itself. So you've got and sort of where you can go to look. You've narrowed down the territory significantly, which is good, because if you only have oh no, the dogs escaped the yard. Oh no. Go fetch your doggies and get them safely home. Kelsey. But yes, it's a much narrower area, and with an hour that
Do you have any idea how long that is going to take?
Oh, are you just going to let them come on home? Like when they get hungry? Okay.
Yes, because it's taken me 2 to 3 hours to get them to come home.
Oh.
Eek.
Yeah, so Sirius thinks it's a game, and Regulus is a dumb shit, so he just goes, "This is fun. I'm going to continue running." And then eventually they come home because nobody's yard has water in it. So.
All right. And I'm hungry now. I need love.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they don't even come home for love. They come home for water.
I'm thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thinking it's a game and not coming back was a favorite of my dog, Typhoon.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I yell at Sirius every so often. I'm like, I want you to get hit by a car.
Just joking.
And the
But
fact-
yes, of
And the
course.
fact that that comes out of my mouth, and I'm like, one of these days.
Okay. So yes, well, back to yes. So you can see now more specifically. It's got that mark on the map and says, glean the dragons or just or learn the dragon's intention.
I mean,
Along with the bottoms.
Guess we're getting a boat.
And yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't resist the little bit of a troll there, Kristi.
That's all right. Let's go to Neverwinter. Oh, now we're going to Neverwinter. I'm just going to have to attune to the orrery. Oh, by the way, do you guys know what Healing Spirit does as a spell?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they've kind of toned it down a bit, but it's a very, very tempting
Have
spell.
they?
Yeah, I think they did a little bit of a retcon to make it less ridiculous. But, yeah. So, yeah. It's got some beneficial properties and then one detrimental property. So. Yeah. All right, so you guys talked about the boat and the dragon for tomorrow. And Jarvis says yes. And on the question of factions, how am I meant to handle? Should I be ecumenical for everyone who stops by? What is happening? Is everyone going to be joining some faction or other? Are some people going to be joining more than one? What is your plans? I mean, I don't want to look. If there are things about that the Thents can't know or the Harpers can't know, I will always follow your instructions. But it would be very helpful for me to kind of know, as I said, who's friend and who's foe, who's welcome, who's neutral, and who should be kicked out.
Ibarra just stares at Clue and Thelvar.
Well, I think at this stage, Xanathars aren't particularly welcome.
Okay, yes, definitely.
Xanatar and Trow. Do not trust Trow.
Oh, you mean what is it? The Brigand Dethair or Dethar group, the Drow factions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Otherwise, we have an open door policy here at the Ye Old Haunt.
For now, at the very least.
All right. About the theater, if you're planning on going tomorrow night, who is planning on going? Because I'm sure that Mr. Thelvar has appropriate attire, and I thought maybe if Mr. Clue would be going, or Miss Mara or Miss Hibara, perhaps Thelvar, some of your mother's things would still be quite fashionable. They could maybe visit your house and use some of your mother's former things. On such short notice, it's hard to get a fitting in before tomorrow night because curtain is up at 8 p.m.
Yes, of course.
I mean, I have magic. So,
Something to go on with your nice a matching green.
I can be whatever color I want, okay?
Yeah, so who's going to be attending the theater tomorrow night? Is everyone going? There are 5 tickets, so even little Gorko can go if he wants.
Well, I will, of course, be attending. I just hope things go better than the last opera I attended. Oh.
What happened?
Oh, it was such a strange ado. The lead aria was replaced by some novice, and some knight and a rogue ended up fighting a giant octopus on the stage. It was all very, very strange.
Somehow the last bit of that made more sense to me.
Well, I've heard good things about Horde of the Dragon Queen. Apparently it's based on some recent events, so they've turned it around in a very quick time from what I... Got good reviews so far. And at this point, you hear the door open, and the room fills with the smell of hot bread and tomato sauce. The Bobs come out, and they have 2 vegetarian pizzas, and then there are 2 with meat as well. Gorko is looking especially proud of himself because he made the dough. It looks mostly the right shape. You can tell which ones he's made. They look mostly the right shape. But they're all cooked very nicely, and they're piping hot. And so, yes, they come out, and the Bobs are very happy to see the wine is already open. They set down the plates, and you're able to have a bit of a dinner, a nice sort of a group meal. All of you sat at one table. Jarvis also brings over the Daily Trumpet and shows you that day's story about the fireball in Troll Skull Alley. It doesn't have too much details on, doesn't mention, for instance, the Nimblewright. It does mention the loss of life. It mentions that, Fala was there helping, and that the new owners of the tavern, sort of giving your names, were out there helping people, and there's an interview with the woman that you helped rescue who was coming out of the Tiger Eye, who said, she was knocked off her feet, but through the kindness of strangers, she was quickly escorted away to safety. That she's, made a statement to the police. So, yeah, you guys are like front page news in Waterdeep again.
Such a glowing review. I even mentioned the bar, which is mighty fine of them.
Yes, free advertising, Jarvis notes. It's always good. They came by to get the spellings. You were out, but I made sure they got the spellings right. And I think that there's a little thing on there. Yes, and they point at the end, and it says, the Yale Tavern, formerly an abandoned tavern, will be reopening under its new management at Bright Swords Day.
Jolly good, jolly good. Thank you, Jarvis.
Well, that's what I'm here for, both to run your business and to help you run your other business.
Indeed.
Speaking of the staff, I know that everyone is happy with the Bobs. The Bobs look up and smile. You do still have a vacancy that you can fill at any time for somebody with a specific skill set. So just as a reminder, you have that in your back pocket if you needed to hire a cleric for the day, or if you wanted to hire someone with a specific proficiency for the bar. If there's something that you choose to discuss or decide you need at some point, I just need a little bit of time to contact main office in order to make the arrangements to find someone to fill the request. So ideally like a day or 2, but you still do have one staff position that remains unfilled at the moment.
I do believe we were thinking of going for a chef or a cook, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, if you want to go with, yes, sure, we can go from just a sort of a regular one to having a proficiency in cooking, if that is a part of the business model that you want to dedicate it to. And then what that means is, in gaming terms, sort of metagaming, is when there are specific, like, your monthly roles, then their time will be like, 30 days or whatever it is, they'll get weekends off or whatever, points toward your business role for that month to see how well the business did. Madame Cookery, yes. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, I've got her on the list of for the tasting. So I've got to cover with the menu. So yes, in that way, instead of like her having someone come out and help you with the adventures, you will have their time dedicated to supporting the business, which just makes it more likely the business will be profitable every month. So that's how it'll work in game. You finish up a good 3/4 of the 4 bottles of wine by the time you finish the pizzas between all of you. And then you have an evening on your own. Is there anything you want to kind of do with the evening time before you get to bed and get off for the next morning for your dung haulers duty, day 2?
There's nothing I can think of. Anyone?
Gorko's like, can you help me with my spells? I've got Scroll of Fog Cloud down. I want to learn another one.
Of course. I will help you learn a spell from a scroll, and I will also help you to start learning how to channel your magic into your arrows. How does that sound?
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Doesn't it, Murder Mama? Oh, I don't think Amara's here. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, very good. Anyone else want to do anything on the evening?
I mean, Clue is gonna continue with his study of Undercommon.
Yep, very good. Hibara, is she gonna spend any time in the garden or?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's just basically what she does every day. Mm-hmm. But I have also a question. Because she gave in the morning when Gorko was like bringing everyone drinks and stuff, she gave him the berry to give to Mara. Would he have asked Hibara about the berry?
Well, he trusts you.
Would he be interested about the berry?
He could be. I mean, he's
seen that.
Sorry,
Mara did not eat anything during this feast.
Yeah. I mean, I think that generally he is sort of like he's. If you mentioned it to him, he would put 2 and 2 together, and then he would be interested. Yes, he's also like slightly interested in your garden, but he also knows it's your private space, so he also doesn't want to, like, he sort of like peeks in at it sometimes, but he doesn't go in because he doesn't want to disturb it. So he finds you fascinating. He finds everybody fascinating.
Okay, then yeah, she's just gonna go through the normal things of tending the garden, and before taking her long rest, making 2 good berries in this instance.
Okay. Yeah, you got that. All right. So you do your evening things, turn in. Jarvis has already locked up the bar. They have a date, so they've got someplace to be tonight. And you guys have a quiet night in. And, of course, in the next morning, because Gorko is the opposite of Mara in being an early riser and happy to get up in the morning. Actually, like, yay, it's a new day with my friends. Yeah, he does the routine. Actually, before Gorko is up before the Bobs, but he's feeling pretty confident he can make his own coffee now. So he lets them sleep as well and gets downstairs and kind of starts on the stuff. So that by the time it gets to be about 5:15, yeah, he's down your door knocking again, and dropping off little cups of coffee to help you wake up because it's another day, and he's really excited to go back to the dung haulers. He thought that was a pretty, he's thought that was a very interesting job that people are paid money for.
This morning, in addition to giving Gorko the berry to give to Mara, Hibara also hands him a key and says, "Give this to Clue."
Oh, okay, will do. Yeah, so he brings over to Mara. He sets down a coffee cup. He lays the berry down next to it, just very so you won't knock it over. And but also he fears her in the morning, and goes and when he knocks on your door, Clue, and comes in with the coffee, he's a little more brave and sort of like says, "Clue, are you awake yet?"
Sure, close enough. What's the problem?
No problem. I brought you coffee to wake you up, and also this is from Hibara, and sort of like shoves the key, basically like near your face as you're sleeping. So when you open your eyes, you actually don't see it right away because it's so close to your nose. You have to like really focus your eyes hard on it. It's like, yes, right in front of your face.
Huh. Can I investigate the key?
Sure, you can roll investigation.
Just to know it.
Is there anything you want to tell him about the key?
It's the duplicate of the key that you have to the money box.
Oh, it's the money box key. Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Not interested. You keep it.
Pretty much.
I guess.
Unless it's going to rust and give me iron in my plants, I don't care.
Exactly.
I mean, So not like I needed the first key, but guess I'll keep 2.
Yeah. And yeah, Thelvar too, you also get dropped off a cup of coffee, but you don't get a key or a good berry. You just get coffee.
That's fine. Thalvar gets up, gets ready, and heads downstairs with Ulrich's on his shoulder.
Yes, yes. Oh, by the way, yes, I meant to mention it too. In the bar now, there is a perch, kind of in the same area as the tic-tac-toe stand, sort of like behind the bar where you would order, and it's by the drinks, but it's off to the side, and it's also got extra newspapers in case Owlicious. Is it Owlicious? It's not Owlicious. It's has to do a poo indoors. So Kelsey's like collecting dogs.
Yeah, as we walk into the bar, Aloysius flies over and like parks himself on the perch.
Yes. While you guys have your breakfast. Yeah. So when you're ready, Jarvis has ordered your transportation. Not very fancy, but he gets you around. Is waiting for you by 5:30. And you guys can all open up the door again. It's a frosty autumn morning. It's pitch black because it's autumn, and the street is quiet. The echoes of the hoofs of the horses as you trundle your way down. If you brought your coffee with you, if you have a very tall cup, it's fine. If you had a short cup, it would be splashed all over. But it definitely feels good going down on your throats as you head down to the docks. It takes you about 30 minutes to go from your part of town all the way back down, and I'll go ahead and switch the map for you guys. I actually just pulled the map as opposed to doing the players thing. That's the one I want. Okay. As before, you guys get dropped off on the corner of like the Way of the Dragon and the what's it called? You guys zoom in. Cedar Street. It's kind of where they start off. That corner there. Oh no, that's not really a corner. I guess it's Hog Street is more where they start, and they work their way past the docks. And as you arrive, you see the same carts. 4 carts there with the this time 4 carts. And you see Morton, Errol, Elric, and Stooge, the newbie Stooge.
Oh, good, he's there.
Yeah, Morton sees you. He's like, "Oh, it's our friends, the adventurers are back. Oi, we got ya, wee prezzy. Come see."
Good morning, gentlemen. Oh, really?
Oh yeah. He points over to the 4. It's like more like a wheelbarrow now that you're getting closer. You can see it's not the same kind of large carts they have. He said, "Yeah, we've got a friend who works on exterminations, killing rats in the ships, and we know how much you like stinky dead things. After our conversation yesterday, so we got you a big pile of dead rats. You can take that around because you seem to like that."
Ah, yes, that's more a Habara thing. Habara, they have a present for you.
So like last time, when she gets the first thing she does after hopping off the cart is casting mage armor.
Okay, yep.
So she's going to be shimmery again for basically the whole day.
Okay.
And let's see. What would that be? Would it be nature or arcana?
What do you want to know?
Trying to figure out if a pile of rats would be enough or not.
I'll have you do a nature roll. I think you're looking about a creature, and that is in nature. Go ahead.
Nice.
Yeah. You actually think like a more would be better, but they let it sit in the sun for you yesterday, and they're currently a little bit frosty because of the cold night air. But you think that you could maybe use this as bait.
But more would be better.
More would be better, but like I said, like they let them rot in the sun all day, so they're starting to give off a bit of a stank.
then she's
Mar-
also
Mar-
Mm-hmm.
she's also going to she's going to point at the newbie.
Mm-hmm. Stooge looks very scared.
And now he reeks about 30 times worse than the cart of rat.
Oi, what you do to Stooge? He smells terrible. Yo, you need to go home, mate. Oh, it can't work like this.
No, keep him here. He can pull the cart.
Oh, well, all right. I guess he is a newbie. He's not got the union coverage yet.
It'll be fine.
Stooge's like,
If you're in it long enough to stop smelling it.
I am going to complain to workers' safety. I'm going to join a guild. Then Morton's like, yeah, well, you should have joined the guild before. So, okay. Anyway, all right, you ready? You got your stinky prezzy. You got your stinky newbie. You ready to go?
Excellent.
Yeah, stay well away from us, though.
Yeah, she's basically going to just be like shadowing him and the cart of rats.
All right. So
renewing the prestidigitation stank every hour because I think it only lasts an hour.
All right. Yeah. So I guess I'll have Morton's like, well, he sends you ahead. Because of the way the wind is blowing, they want to be they don't want to be downwind of you, they want to be upwind of you. So you guys actually kind of are scouting almost, as it were, as bait, and then they're coming along behind to do the collections. You get down to your first street. Yay, welcome back. And you have both dogs. Hurrah, hurrah.
Sirius saw me going after. So one of my neighbors, Regulus, will go to her regularly. And he sits there and goes, "You're gonna give me a treat, right?" And so she messaged me, and so I was like, "I have one dog," and Sirius followed me, and she's like, "Oh, I know he likes my yard, but he's like never come over to let me like pet him or anything. He's just like, nope." And then I was like, "Give him a treat." And she gave him a treat. I grabbed him by the tail. And I was like, "I got so bad. I can finally D&D again."
Welcome back. So where did you leave off? We can do a quick recap of what you missed.
Gorko gave Clue coffee.
Oh, yes, and a key.
What it sounds like is you guys are already protecting the shitters.
Shit
Protecting
haulers.
is a strong word.
More luring out a deadly beast so we can get this job done sooner.
The newbie is bait, basically.
Oh, we're using the newbie as bait.
Yeah, he smells like I don't know, what would it be, like 30 dead people rotting in the sun?
How does he smell like 30 dead people?
Because Hibara made him smell like 30 dead people.
Oh, okay, so Hibara
He didn't show up to work that way.
No,
okay.
he didn't show up to work that way, but he
And he's
stank
also-
now.
And he's also pulling a cart full of dead rats.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So he really baity.
Yeah, he is.
All right. Yeah, so let's go ahead. I think I had you guys roll perception last time, or was it? I'm trying to remember what I had you guys. You each had a roll.
Perception.
Yeah. Who wants to do, as you get sort of like down to the water, who wants to do a perception roll? Go ahead and give me.
I'll do a perception roll. Let
Okay.
me do something.
Yeah. Right, you want to also do one, Mara? Okay. You are
Who's ahead of me.
You are overwhelmed by the smell. It is just absolutely like, it's morning. You're barely
Oh.
functioning.
Oh, shit.
There's like,
That's a 1.
yes, it's a 1. But as you get toward the water, Clue, you hear a weird noise. It's kind of like a
I'm just telling people to get ready. Some things are coming.
you actually you think you hear it coming from Who's got the bag of? Who's holding on to the Nimblewright detector?
We didn't. I assume Clue's the one holding on to that. To be
It's
honest,
coming from your bag.
Huh. Just gets out the Nimblewright detector.
Yeah.
Guys, kind of have a lead here. Guess was gonna like walk around a bit, trying to see in which direction the signal gets stronger.
Sure. So which directions will you be walking around? Can you give me?
What street are we currently?
I'd say you kind of came down. It was like Hog Street, and it started to go off as you got close to the edge of the water.
Okay, so guess I start walking, well, northeast-ish direction, like across the harbor.
Okay.
I guess.
Are you staying?
So the direction we're going anyway.
Okay, so are you
yeah.
walking like basically along the streets, or are you walking along the back of the houses here? Are you walking
I'm
away from?
just following the street right now.
Okay, so you're following, what is it, Dock Street, basically across?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you notice that as you walk, by the time you get back to this part of the street, it's gone quiet again. But as you walk up and you kind of like get to an open area, it starts going off again. And when you get back up to here, the houses, it goes quiet again. And when you get up to the like open area, it goes off again.
Huh. That's weird.
Interesting. We'll definitely have to come back and explore this area once we're finished with our job.
Or we could just leave Clue to it.
Can I actually go to like the water side and check if maybe it's just...
Yeah, sure. So by the time you get here, you can use this dock area and walk up. And you notice that when it was in the open areas, it was just sort of fitful, like, by the time you get to the edge of the dock, it's just kind of running on a more consistent without that sort of stopping and stuttering that you got when you walked closer to the city itself.
Huh, never expected them to hide a robot in the water. I had a doubt around like the islands across the way.
Yeah, do you want to do, if people want to, you can do a perception check. I mean, it's still kind of dark out, so it would be a harder roll. You might want to wait till dawn, but you can have a look out and see what you can see in the water, see what's there.
Oh, look! My perception check was better!
Yes. So, you see that out in the harbor itself, there are the lights of several ships. And there's a whole bunch of ships out there. At this point, they're anchored. I'm going to say that there's, from what you can count, again, it's pretty dark, so you're just sort of like trying to count clusters of light that you think are lights on a single ship. But there's probably 10 or 12 ships that are currently, docked in the harbor, and then, they have rowboats and other things to help bring things ashore and offload them on the docks, or smaller boats that they use for the offloading and the onloading. But the larger ones stay in the deeper waters of the harbor.
They're hiding a robot on the ship. Well, guess that's another thing to investigate.
And so Mara, you also see the same thing in terms of the lights of the ship out, just bobbing gently on the water, as it's still pretty dark out now. Okay, Hibara and Thelvar, do you guys want to give me a perception check?
Yeah, Thelvar will give you one from himself.
Oh yes. In our
wishes.
And one from Aloysius with advantage.
Okay.
That's better.
Yeah. As you are flying around, is it he or she or they?
They.
I will leave. As they are flying around, you warg out, and you do start to see, coming, basically. So as you're approaching here, you start to see a very awkward movement, and it's moving at speed, faster than you would expect. Hibara, you recognize the smell from when you were working on the carrion. You fought the things. I mean, you could, at this point, if you saw another gutted spider, you would be able to distinguish that from the kind of creature that you saw with your connections with nature. And you are pretty sure you are coming up on the carrion bug that you fought. That it is coming up here, and you guys are going to end up facing it in the street. So if everyone...
She nudges the new guy, says, hey, you should go that way, and points at the direction of where it's coming from.
Okay.
Aloysius alerts Thelvar psychically, and Thelvar just yells, "Carrion crawler!"
Excellent. And the noob looks at you, Hibara, and says, does it smell me?
Yes.
He jumps in the water. Like, he doesn't run down the street. He actually, like, physically jumps in the water, leaving the wheelbarrow of rats, and just starts, like, swimming away. Like, I am quitting this job. I do not make enough money. This is bullshit. I know that there's razzing, but... And, Morton and Errol and Erlich are all seeing this, and they're like, yeah, go get him! Fuck him up! We're gonna watch. And then they see Noob jump in the water, and they think that's hilarious. So if everyone, let me get up the initiative order and let me clear it out. If everyone wants to click on remove all turns, and I really do want to do that. Okay, excellent. Click on your icon and then click initiative, because we are gonna have a fight.
Yay, I don't have a really bad initiative this time.
Hey, congratulations.
The initiative works.
Yay, yes, it's
but I got 21.
Ooh, that's excellent.
Fuck. I don't want to deal with it first.
Go up and deal with it. Go up and deal with it first. Yeah, go do that. All right, let me pull up my character sheet. I've got it.
Remember, you can hold your actions with no penalty.
Yep, you can't hold movement, but you can hold an action. So if you feel overwhelmed. Oh, yes, I've got to roll my initiative. Boop.
Oh, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw freaking Clue at the thing. Be like, here, take this! And run away.
Oh, still,
I can do it.
Yes.
Kristi.
Yes.
Could you change mine to a 9? Because I don't know what happened, but it derped.
Okay, that's fine. I'm adding Mars as well, because even for some reason that didn't go. And a 9. Return. Then I can do descending. Yeah. All right. So if you guys want to, what I'm going to say is, I'm going to zoom it in a bit more. Sorry. What I kind of thought was that you guys were, pretty much around this area. So in terms of your like order, there, because of this big dirt area, you all have free movement to attack it at any point. So yes, you're not going to obstruct each other or block each other's way, and except little Gorko, because he likes to hide in the back mostly. By the way, is Kelsey, are you going to run Gorko or shall I?
You run Gorko. You're better at it than I am.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm just hitting a button, so I'm less likely to be creative with him. I just kind of make him end up being like an arrow shot guy, because that's what he's good at. So I don't do necessarily everything he can do, but that's all right. I'll get better at this over time. All right, yes.
I mean, to be honest, that's 90% of what a fighter does.
Yeah. Just longbow, or crossbow, depending on the distance. So, Mara, you've got advantage on it. You see it coming, and your sprightly, very good reflexes allow you to do whatever you want to do. So, what would you like to do?
All right, we're gonna do. Oh, did we have a long rest, by the way?
Yep.
We did.
That last night
Alright.
you did. Yep.
All right,
You're
just
all
double
fresh.
checking. All right, awesome. Okay, so.
Oh, by
I'm
the
gonna
way,
do a
did you
series-
eat your good berry that was delivered to you this morning?
Yes, I ate that with my coffee.
Okay, got it.
It makes the coffee not taste good, just so you know.
It's a citrus. You know, drink the coffee, then have the berry. It's like brushing your
Exactly.
teeth and having orange juice. Have your orange juice, then brush your teeth.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do a flurry of blows, which means I can first attack with my quarterstaff.
Okay. That just misses. As you do, your quarterstaff skins along the top of it, but it's got quite a tougher natural armor than you expected. So it's yes, it was very close, but didn't make it unless you had advantage, which I don't think you.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Nope. And fuck.
It's still morning. This is your warm up. This is like your yoga warm up. You're like doing your fight moves. And you're like, I'm gonna get you next time.
No, that is so not what she says, but well, let's pretend because it's a bunch of other a sling of curse words that nobody has ever heard because it's like a slew of like French and like Japanese and Spanish. It's like you pendejo. I'm gonna you puta.
Oh, it reminds me, Gorko needs his initiative. What did he get? He got a 14. Okay. Oh, he got an 18. Look at him go. Look at him go.
Regulus, come here.
All right. Okay, so Mara goes and very bravely misses. Psyching it out completely, thinking that it's got the upper hand. Clue, what would you like to do?
He's just gonna use his ring to bonus action level 2+ on himself, Delvar, Mara, and Gorko. And
Oh, okay.
10 is going to short bow. Suma 23 hits.
It definitely does.
25 hits. Yep. And I do 13 damage.
All right. 13 damage taken. Clue steps up very in a smooth motion, takes out a short bow and nails it sort of between. If you see the creature, I'll make it really big here for a second, but it's got these sort of scaly things on it. You manage to get the arrow sort of in between the scales of its exoskeleton and hitting it inside the softer parts of its body. And you hear it scream like "Ah!" as it in pain as it writhes and turns around to glare at you. Okay. Next up is our little friend. So Gorko's inspired by you. Takes out. What's he gonna do? I think he's gonna do his light crossbow because he's in closer quarters. Nah, he's gonna do his longbow. Why not? That's what he likes. And he's gonna try to see if he can hit it in the same kind of area you did.
I mean, I would say at D4, but not necessary.
Yes, he doesn't have to, because he's very inspired, and basically he uses your shot where your arrow landed as an aim, and he doesn't split your arrow, like one of those Robin Hood things, but he does land it very close by, in a similar area, and ends up doing 11 piercing damage. So, little guys, I should play Gorko as my regular character. He rolls better than I do in like all of my games combined. All right. Yeah, all right. It is now. I mean, those 2 wounds. It screeches again, and it's flailing now. It's absolutely furious. This thing is not expecting this much pain this quickly. Next up is Thelvar.
Thelvar is first going to use a bonus action to use one of his arcane points to enchant his sword. And then he's going to cast Witch Bolt, aiming for around about the same sort of spot, and fails miserably.
At D4, although I think an 11 isn't hitting either, so...
No.
No, it's still a little bit too short, but Yes, it's early morning. It's dark. It's flailing around. It's the blue energy that crackles out ends up going to a spot where the creature was, but it reared its head back up as Gorko's arrow landed, and so it manages to dodge your attack as it's flailing around in pain from another one. So, all right. So the carrion crawler lets out this time a slightly different scream. It's not one of pain. It seems to be like a grunting sound. And as you guys are watching it sort of flail around, and it's sort of like a free action that it's doing, you get another wave of stench, an absolute stink. And you can see that another carrion crawler has come up. It's like one round behind it, but it's coming up and it's going to be joining the fray in the next turn. So, right now, I guess without seeing, it's going to rush you, Clue, and use its 30 movement to come up and attempt to attack you, because it doesn't really see Gorko. He's pretty small and he hides. So it's going to make its 2 attacks, one with its tentacles and one with its bite. Tentacles come up first. As a 17 hit?
It does.
Ouch. Okay. So you get 5 poison damage, and you have to please give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, this can go.
You make it. You feel the tentacles hit, and you can feel it's injected something in you, but you manage to sort of shake it off, and the adrenaline in your body doesn't let the poison sort of overwhelm your system. So the carrion crawler, thinking that you might be paralyzed, goes in for a bite attack on you. And does a 15 hit?
Nope.
Yes. And it misjudges because you're able to step out of the way because it's it didn't paralyze you and it wasn't expecting you to move, and so it misjudged its attack, and it is now focused on you, but it's got its back to some of the others. So Hibara, it is your turn.
These are large creatures, right?
They are large, yes.
Okay, then good. So, making Grizzle.
Yep, I was actually just going to
right
find
behind it.
Did I give you Grizzle as your own, or do I have to? I'm looking for him.
You have to.
Okay. Yep. There, I see him. I see him. There you go. And let me. Oh, he's very big there. Let me.
Ooh.
Represents. Name controlled by, and I will screen a slide down. Controlled by. Okay, so saving that, you should. I'll make him a little bit smaller, but you should have now control over him.
Yep.
Okay. So you've got 2 that you've seen. So yes, you have your choice of where you place it.
Yeah, just like how far up. The closest one should be. They shouldn't be 10 feet apart from each other, right?
Right now it called to its friend and it started its movement, and I'm saying that the movement was about 30 feet away because it was going to take a round to get there.
Yeah, okay. Then right behind the nearer one.
Okay.
Is where Grizzle appears. So give me that dex save.
Okay.
Do any of us have to do a dex save?
He gets a +1 to his dex. So a 9, I'm sure, doesn't do it, right?
Nope.
Okay, how much does he take? How much damage?
There it is. 10.
It is 10. Oh man, this thing is now looking bloody, crusty, crusted in blood and singed. You guys have a feeling that it's not going to take too much more to take this beast down, and it would be a pretty good thing to have him go down before his friend shows up to get revenge. But yeah, he's looking rough. He is looking very, very rough. Next up is Mara.
Oh, I'm back.
You are.
You want my napkin? You can't have my napkin. The dog is actively staring at me now. All right. Mara looks at her quarterstaff, goes, "Well, you piece of shit, you didn't do anything." I'm close enough that I can hit it with a spear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So she tries with a spear.
Yeah, that hits.
Awesome.
I mean, again, 1d4 extra doesn't matter this time.
But yes,
No.
you are blessed. Well, actually, I think Mara was the one you didn't bless. Everyone else got the bless because she was at the top of the order.
Yeah, no, this is my first turn with bless.
It's a Bart that I didn't bless.
Oh, okay, got it. Sorry, I misheard it.
As much as I give Clue bullshit, he still blesses me.
I mean, the thing is, Ibarra is the one that depends on like the enemies rolling saves, so bless doesn't help her that much.
Yeah,
That's true.
It is now looking a little bit weak, and you can start to see one of its eyes is going like swelling shut. It's still up, but it is. You think it's on its last legs, or pretty darn close.
Just die already.
Did you have another attack you wanted to do, or is it?
Can I do two?
I don't know. I know that you
I
did.
didn't do flirt.
Okay.
I didn't do flurry of blows, so I just
Okay.
have one attack.
Got it. Yep, great. Okay, it's back to you. It managed to smack you around last time, but not poison you. What would you want to do in revenge, Clue?
Well, I assume Mara's currently next to it as well.
Yes, she is.
So he's gonna position himself so he's flanking it, and then I am gonna use my rapier.
Okay, and you get a +2 on that for your flanking advantage.
Flanking is already added to.
Oh,
that.
okay. 13 is its armor class, so that hits. It's a good thing you flanked.
I mean, I still have divine favor up, but yeah.
Yeah.
So I do 10 damage.
Oh man, yeah. It is basically now. It is to the point where you start to see that it looks like it's starting to swoon.
In that case, just to be sure, I'm gonna bonus action disengage and run away 30 feet.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
You are a chicken, Clue. Big chicken.
But alive.
Gorko sees this and yells out, "I'll save you, murder mama!" He's just worried about you fighting that big thing, so he's gonna get out his longbow again and have us another thwang at the baddie.
Plus D4.
Wait,
Yeah, plus a
Okay.
D4, so he's blessed. So let me give him his D4. D20's being D20's being quiet for it says rolling dice, and now it's just sort of like sitting there.
Huh.
Ah, there we go. Oh, and it
what now?
it thinks off. It just tinks off of it. Yeah, so he's like, "Sorry, murdered mama, I let you down."
Oh, you're fine.
Right, Belvar, you've got.
I don't.
Basically, you're pretty sure that whatever you do, as long as it hits, it's going to be a killing blow.
Well, Thelvar's going to make absolutely perfectly sure of it. He's going to charge up his shocking grasp.
Wait, doesn't the creature have an attack first?
No, it goes after Thelvar.
Oh, okay.
And then stab it with the rapier. So,
Yeah.
21 to hit.
How do you want to do it?
Stick it with the rapier and basically just shock it until it stops moving.
Yeah, you do.
Question: how did you get that +1? Because, how do you get? Is it is 1d4? For some reason, it also says +1 there. Doesn't change the hit,
I use my arcane pool
okay.
to.
Also
Because
get-
I can spend 1 point to give a +1, 3 points to give a +2, 6 points to give a +3, and I've
Okay.
got 3 arcane pool points, so I've used 1 to get a +1.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, yeah, it goes down. It goes down just as his buddy is starting to arrive, but he is not in. He's basically got an elemental in front of him. So he is going to go ahead and swing out and try to hit. Do you have hit points on Grizzle?
I do.
Okay, he is going to go ahead and make an attack on Grizzle. So he's going to first hit it with his tentacles, because he gets 2 attacks. Oh, crits. So yes, it looks like 3 + 4, and Grizzle needs to do a Constitution. I don't know. Does he have immunities to poison? What's his?
I was just double checking.
Yeah, I don't know. Fire elementals have like.
No poison. No poison immunity.
Okay, go ahead and make a con roll then. See if he gets paralyzed.
Probably.
Okay, yep. So he's taken 7 points of tentacle damage, and now he's frozen up, can't move. The carrion crawler is going to go and make a bite attack on his face. Take it, that hits. AC is 17. A 17.
Oh yeah, 17 hit.
Yep, and so Grizzle takes a further 8 damage.
He poofs.
He poofs away. Okay. Well, I mean, that's...
No!
He can be called back.
Yeah.
So I'll take him off the screen for now. All right, yeah. So that was and this guy is also he's dead and gone. So and this guy is going to then use his movement to kind of take the same place where his dead buddy is. Yeah. Sorry. When I took that guy off, I took out his initiative, so I'm just gonna put him back on, and he's gonna have the same initiative as the other one. So it's a 13. All right, I think who goes next? Is that Hibara? Yeah, you're up next. You've got your Grizzle. No. Well, anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Again.
And you can hear Martin going, "Oh no, the little Bernie guy's down."
Well,
Little Bernie guy is down.
Now he's right back.
Okay.
Right in front of him again. So make the thing make a dex save again.
Okay. Let me sorry, I wasn't prepared for that. Oh no, I already did. I can't do a copy paste. Oh, that's all right. I had saved him. All right. So another little Grizzle's like, "I'm back, bitch." Let me give so you can show where on the map you want Grizzle to go. Yeah, save settings. So where are you putting it? In front of him, behind him? Where would you like to?
Not near.
Yeah. Right, like basically right in front of it again.
Okay.
With a mini fireball explosion.
Okay. Boom. Yep.
Maybe this time a little bit behind it, because you've got, like, if he's in the same place that the old one was, that means there's at least 2 people in...
Yeah, Mara would be very close.
Melee range.
Yeah, then...
Mara and Thelva.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I guess off to the side... Off to what... It's large, so one of its sides is going to not hit Thelvar and Mara.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's only 10
opposite
feet.
side from where we are.
Okay. So he gets a dex save +1. Oh, he makes it. He watched his friend get burned up, so he's a little more dexterous. Manages to get out of the way of the explosion. Does he only take half, or does he take...
Nope, he takes none.
Okay, all right. All right.
But gonna shoot him.
Yeah.
A little bit of fire spit.
Okay. 13 is his
13
armor
hit?
class. Yeah, it's his armor class.
Just 4.
All right. Hey, every little bit, right? So yeah, like Grizzle sees him dance out of the way and like, damn you, spits some fire at him. Takes 4 fire damage.
It's like Calcifer. I am an evil fire demon.
Yes. Back to the top of the order, Mara.
Oh dear God. I just saw a picture on Twitter of don't tumble dry your dildo.
Oh, yeah, good advice, I think, generally.
It's weird that you thought to try that in the first place.
I think it was not on purpose. It was on accident. But it's like...
Well, I suppose it depends. If it's like a rubber or plastic one, yeah, definitely not. But if it's glass or metal, then that should be fine.
It was a silicone one.
Pretty sure the glass one would be bad too, for different reasons though.
I mean,
They're usually tempered glass, so it's going to be able to stand up to the heat.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
yeah,
it's the tumble
it's
part.
still a
Tumbling.
big, like metal thing clinking around in your tumble dryer.
Well, presumably be like mixed in amongst all the clothes, so it's got padding.
So why are you... Never mind. I don't want to know. I'm like, metal? Why? No, keep that away from me. Anyway, but moving on. I really
sorry.
hope RNG is listening right now. Anyway, moving on. Mara's gonna try to hit this one with her spear. She's gonna be like, "Are you as tough as that other one? Take that!"
Yeah, that hits.
Woohoo!
And the spear goes in and breaks through the exoskeleton, and yeah, it does 9 damage. Yeah, you see it rear up and screech in pain and agony, and getting mad. It's also getting bloodied. Okay, Clue, you dashed away. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna shoot it.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna use my divine favor to get another 2d.
Aren't you? Did you bless yourself?
Yeah, but that one is a bless.
Oh, the one
so
is
I
a
get
bless.
that.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So another 5, that's 16.
Yep,
So
that's a hit. Yep.
I do 10 damage.
Oh yeah. So yes, you see the arrows piercing its body, and you see more sort of black ichor start to ooze out where the arrow has gone in. Boom. Yes. It is looking unhappy at this point. Oh yeah, little Gorko. He also, again, he sees you as his sort of like arrow idol. He looks up to you and your skills, so he wants to do the same as you. Takes aim at where you shot your arrow, trying to copy you and seeing if he can do the same. And damn if he does, yeah. He goes ahead, and this time he pushes your arrow out of the way as it lands in almost the exact same spot. He wants to do one of those Robin Hood things where he splits your arrow with his arrow as he hits it perfectly where you went in. And yeah, he does an extra 8 piercing damage. You can see the creature is absolutely writhing around in pain now, and is also looking, it doesn't look quite as happy, not as happy, but as energetic as it was before. You can see that being a pincushion to all of these blows, spears and arrows, it's really starting to wear it down. And also the little fire that it spit on its butt, hurts too. So, yeah, next up is Hibara. Oh, sorry,
no,
Thelvar.
no,
Sorry,
Thelvar.
I thought I was the carrion. I forgot who I was in the turn order. My mistake. I skipped and I thought I did a different attack. You're right. Thelvar is up next.
Okay, Thelvar's gonna charge up another shocking grasp and deliver with the rapier.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, second attack. Come on.
13 is its armor class. Yeah.
Well, that's 15. 13 plus 2. But yep.
15
Oh.
damage.
Eesh.
Oh,
No,
okay. That was to hit.
7 shocking and 8 piercing.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So, as your rapier goes in, does it sort of like have contact with the beast, and that's how the shocking grasp gets delivered? Is that how that works?
Yeah, because it's a touch attack, basically using the weapon basically the touch is extended through the weapon. So yeah, stab and then just.
Yes, you watch as Thelvar's rapier slides almost like it's butter into the body of the beast, and as it does, the whole thing just starts to shudder, and its little legs just flail, and it's momentarily just unable to do anything as the shocking grasp courses through its body. Okay, so yeah, and it is looking. It looks around and decides it's gonna stand its ground. It's going to fight to the death. It looks at you, Thelvar, and it decides if it's gonna die, it's gonna make its attack on the person that just shocked it. So it goes ahead and reaches out with its tentacles.
Thelvar also gets the offhand attack.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't realize you were done. My bad.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well. All right. So before it can even do anything, describe how you kill it. Describe how you kill it.
Basically, as it rears up to attack me once it's recovered from the shocking, basically Thelvar just swipes what he approximates to be the neck and just basically half severs the neck, and yeah, it just flops backwards.
So,
dead.
As it does, it sort of like, the body collapses onto the streets, and you hear a small round of applause from behind you, the dung sweepers. Even Snood or Smoot or whatever was. Dang it, what was his name? The
Stooge.
newbie. Stooge. Yeah, Stooge, the noob, is crawled out of the water now, and is also applauding, and Morton's like, that's not half bad. Oh, well, I paid money to see that. Yeah, fucked him up right good, yeah. So, and then they applaud, and then he looks and he goes, Errol, Eric, hey, you get that on the cart then. This is your job. I'm not touching those things. Yeah, they're like, they're very happy. They've got a pretty good opinion of you now. They weren't so sure yesterday with the whole conversation about putting corpses on the dung heap. But after that, they're like,
the plan worked.
See, if you just let us do this in the beginning, we wouldn't have had to use your dummy as a dummy.
You used the rats. We gave you the prezi you needed to catch the baddie. You should be thanking us. We should get half your pay, as far as I'm concerned, because we were the ones who brought you the bait, and we were the bait. Well, he was anyway.
I mean, have you seen us kill those two things? Do you really want to argue for half the pay?
Oh man, I'm just taking a piss. I'm just taking a mick. No, that was entertaining. No, I'd have gone to the Coliseum to see something like that. You don't get good entertainment like that even at the theater. No, that was great. That was great. No, hey, you guys have my respect. Hey, are you guys the one that were the same one as did the fireball in the alley up in the North Ward that I was reading about in the papers?
Indeed.
No.
I mean, we investigated. We didn't cast the
fireball.
fireball.
I know you weren't doing the fireball. You'd have done a fireball now if you could have done a fireball on those things, and you would have been done within 2 seconds. No, I was just thinking, you're opening a bar, aren't you?
Indeed, we are. The old haunt. It's a Troskull Alley. You can't miss it.
Oh, I got a bunch of me friends. We'd love to come down and have a few pints at your place.
You'll all be most welcome.
Yeah, we can tell the story of how we brought you the dead rats. And everybody'd love to know that story. The presents we got you, so it helped you solve your problems. So yeah, well, when you guys
our problems, our problems,
which helped us solve your problem.
No, it's not my problem. It's the city's problem. My problem is all the dung. My problem is the 2 corpses you just left for me and the extra work I'm gonna have to do now.
Oh, look, it's overtime.
It would have been your problem if they had attacked and we weren't here.
Oh no, I can run faster than Stooge.
Fair enough. That's my
Stooge is like, this is bullshit. I am quitting. He's like, no, we love you, Stooge. Who would we take to piss if you weren't here? Come on, give us a smile. They all kind of like give him a little hug. He's like, oh, I don't know why I put up with you guys. Yeah, no, we'll come to your opening. Your place probably needs a bit of character.
Wait, they hugged him?
Yeah, he's wet. Remember, he like washed off. He like jumped in the water, so now he smells like
But he
fish.
stinks because of magic.
Yeah. Oh, can you stop your magic spell on Stooge? We have to work with them for the rest of the week. If you do, we'll let you keep the dead rats.
Okay. She flicks her hand, and now he doesn't stink. But he is yellow now.
Ibarra, you cannot bring the rats to the bar.
You can bring them to your room, though.
They're dead.
What's in the bar?
It's only the live ones that are problems. They don't even have lice in them or anything now.
She has Grizzle eat them.
Okay. You'll clean them up.
She's feeding them to Gristle?
Yep.
Oh, that's so smart.
You can keep them so long as you use your Druid craft to remove the smell and keep them away from the kitchen.
You keep them away from the kitchen.
Right. Yeah, Grizzle will eat them all. You want me to eat them all? Clean out the wheelbarrow? Okay, all right.
Yep.
Yeah, the wheelbarrow's empty. And the dung sweepers start to go over, and they've got like underneath their massive carts, they've got sort of big axes and like other implements of cutting things. It's not the first time they've had to cut up a monster. They're gonna have to cut up the carrion crawlers to fit them in their carts, but they're gonna have a go. All right, well, we'll tell the guards you did a good job. I think that was pretty much what you were paid to do. So it's 10 o'clock. You can take the rest of the day off if you want.
Ah, thank you very much. That's actually quite useful. I believe we've got something else we could be investigating. So, you nice fellows, you take care of yourselves now.
Oh yeah, we'll see you again. Don't worry, we'll be coming to your tavern. We'll show you a really good time.
I look forward to it.
I know some good limericks. I got a friend from Ireland.
I know. Wait, you know Ireland? You know Ireland? Do you remember the Troubles? Oh, those were such a glorious time. The Troubles.
I feel it's out ending called The Troubles would be a glorious time.
Did you forget that war would call the Troubles a glorious time?
Island? Which island are you talking of?
Not you. Ireland. You know Ireland? Ah.
I know plenty of islands. I don't get what you're talking about.
All right, I'm gonna need to take a break myself. I need to top up my water. I'm out, and my voice is going a little bit dry. So if we're right to take just a quick 5-minute break while you guys figure out what you're gonna do next, what step, and then update me when you get back.
That would explain why I wasn't getting a response about Ireland.
Yeah. I was trying to come up with some kind of clever pun where there could be an Ireland in Waterdeep, but I at the end of the day, Thelvar just stepped in, and I was like, I'm gonna let that go. So, all right, give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I will also be right back.
Same here.
It's just the two of us. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two. But I was like, I am not alone, right?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm a little sad that they got the rats. Because Hibara was gonna make the dude smell like dead corpses anyway.
I wanted
like that was her plan.
Oh, that was a good plan. I like that. So it would have made me happier if there was in fact dead bodies.
Well, I mean, there were dead rat bodies.
Oh, those don't count. Instead, I got to deal with dogs.
What kind of dogs are they?
Sirius is a flat-coated retriever, so he looks like a Labrador crossed with a golden. But really, he is a golden crossed with a Newfoundland. Which just is a headache. And Regulus is a hodgepodge doodle mix. And at some point, I'm going to kill them both and turn them into rugs.
With the hassle they give you, I have expected them to be Shiba Inu.
Oh no. I'm a big dog person and have been since I was a little kid. So I have to have big dogs because little dogs I don't get the purpose of.
Well, Shiba Inu are medium.
Yeah,
They're like wolf size.
I mean,
when I say
wolves are
large
big.
dogs, Sirius is a good 70 pounds and Regulus is getting up there. She like the Sirius would eat for lunch and not blink an eye.
I'm back, and
I'm
Sirius
back
and
too.
Regulus for dog names. That's cool.
Yes.
Good dog
I
names.
I didn't realize just how much of a problem Sirius would be. I should have named him something else. I regret my life decisions.
I mean, he's a serious problem.
Oh no, I on a regular basis say seriously. I've forgotten how to actually spell the word serious.
Because of you spell it his way all the time.
His way all the time. And he's a menace to society, and he's a menace to my good health. And like the funny thing is like we'll go to like a dog park or something, and he's insistent on being the head honcho, and it's like, stop it, you are not the head honcho.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Regulus, who's just a. The only way I could describe Regulus is he's a twink.
Oh, and on that Twinkie note, what did you guys decide your next moves, or did you take a break yourselves?
Everybody abandoned us.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
everyone
Yeah, it
took
was a
break,
good time to
basically.
break. Yeah, after 2 hours, you need a comfort break. So, yeah, you guys are down at the docks. You can kind of hear now that you're close again to the water, the tick, 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 going off in Clue's bag. Now that the creatures are dead and the dung haulers are chopping up the carrion crawlers into smaller pieces so they can fit them in their carts.
Guess we should look for a boat.
Yeah, well, you are down by the docks. So yeah, if you want to do a little walk around, it's going to be a very low check, but you can do an investigation for any signs of like for rentals or anything like that.
And while they're doing that, Thalvar's basically going to channel their vision through Aloysius and send Aloysius out to basically scout around the boat, see if we can find a likely candidate for where we're heading to.
Yeah. So now that it's long, later in the day that you've done your walk through and the sun has come up, and you've had your big fight and all of your snark banter back and forth with the workers. Yes, so what you're seeing is several ships. One is a cluster of like 3 that seem to be kind of close together. Another seems to be on its own, and another cluster of ships seems a bit farther out. From the distance, actually, go ahead and give me a perception check on what Owlie can see.
Okay. And Owlie gets advantage on things that he can see or hear, so...
Roll with advantage.
17.
Yep. They all seem to be, kind of like commercial-sized ships, so given the fact that you're looking for a humanoid-type being, the other automatons that you've seen in town are the really big giant ones, which would require a very special ship, but in all honesty, it could be on any one of these. Without getting closer to use the detector, it's sort of difficult to say. It could be on any one of these that you see right now.
I have Aloysius come back for the time being and wait for Clue to come back, because I can have Aloysius grab the detector and fly around the ships with the detector.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So, so what do you experience? You can see and hear, when you're when one. Okay.
Yeah, it's from the owl. Keen hearing and sight. Owls have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing or sight.
Okay.
Which I get the benefit of when I'm viewing through Aloysius's eyes, along with the 20 foot of dark vision.
Okay, so what you notice as okay, so I'm going to let's just role play this out rather than doing theater of the mind. I'm gonna kind of very badly draw some shapes on the map to kind of show you. So you guys are on shore. There is, I want to say, okay, so there's the cluster of 3 here. There is a single boat there. There's another 2 there, and then out here, there's another cluster of 3. So if you want to represent yourself, you can kind of show me your flight pattern.
Draw freehand. So I'll be standing on the end of the docks here. So we'll basically fly out across that way, and then looping back.
Okay. Okay. So you're starting. Sorry, you're starting. It all showed up for me at once instead of being drawn. So you're gonna start here and fly to this one, then this one. I didn't mean to move that.
This one first.
Yep. And then to the second. Okay. So as you're going on shore, sorry, as they are leaving shore, the thing starts to just sort of slowly pick up speed. So whereas before it was kind of going, but tick 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 tick. Now it kind of goes tick 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 tick. And as you fly this way. As they fly back towards the one, it slows down. Right, and then when they come back, it starts to speed up. And as they make their pass over the far 3 ships, it is going the fastest. So it's going. And then as they start to fly away, it starts to slow again to the point where it's the same sort of tick 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 when Auli returns to your shoulder with the nimble rod thing in their hand.
Yeah, drops it. As it about to land on my shoulder, it drops it, and I catch it because I can, viewing myself in third person, it's like, and then my eyes return to normal, and it's like, right, we know where it is then. Where is everyone? Have they found a boat yet?
Also, can you do me so that was a perception check for how well the like the finding things. Can you do one more perception checks for while you see if you notice something while Auli was flying?
Kidoki. Oh, yes, I do.
Okay. I mean, there are names written on the ships. Although, given the height at which Auli was flying, you weren't able to see what they were. But you could tell that, like all ships have names. The 3 ships that are clustered together do have names.
Okie dokie.
Well, I assume for my investigation check, I don't get advantage from having lived in the dock world, or.
Well, you do getting around the city, but not for you didn't work. You weren't a sailor, I don't think. So, what were you looking for advantage for, or what were you looking to investigate?
The investigation check. This was right. It's an 8. I found absolutely nothing.
Okay. Yes. Yep. So did you want to do any kind of follow-up on the names of the ships that you sort of like were more focused on the Nimblewright detector than the ships, sort of characteristics themselves, but
yeah.
Did you want to do another flight out?
Yeah, it'll fly more or less straight to 3, and then we'll just fly in such a way as to close to the water, as if it's hunting a fish. Not that owls usually eat fish, but hopefully the sailors and rogues on the boat won't actually think of that. And yeah, we'll just fly between the ships, just checking out the names, and then head back.
So 2 of them look like standard ships. One is called Heartbreaker. The other is called Hellraiser. And then there's one that looks like a little bit more like a less like a work vessel, maybe more like a living vessel. People would. It looks like it has more comforts. It's a little bit nicer kind of situation on top, and that one is called the Eye Catcher.
Okay. So we have 2 commercial vessels and a private vessel. Interesting. Now, where the hell are they getting to? It's taking them forever.
Luigi somehow can't find boats in a dock.
So yeah, it ends up taking you more like about 90 minutes, but you do see finally, way like at the far end from where you started. So because people kind of come down the southern ward and they tend to do like more of the touristy things from that side, because the farther you get down the dock ward, the dodgier it gets. So they tend to have more of the tourism rental things closer to the southern gate and the Way of the Dragon. So when you get back, sort of like where you started off in the morning when you first noticed the Nimblewright detector going off, you have a sign for ship rentals, and it says, talk to Captain Perpetua.
Guess I'm gonna try and find this Captain Perpetua.
Right, yeah, you guys walk along the dock, and there is a ship called the Perpetua, and on it you see a half-elven woman. She's got dark hair, darker skin, brown eyes, and she's got a big smile and says, "Good morning, almost good afternoon. I am Captain Perpetua of the Perpetua. You look like you guys would love to go out on the sea this morning, almost afternoon."
We definitely want to use a boat. That much is accurate.
Oh, well, when you get a boat rental, you also get me and my crew will take you out if you want. We can take you around the harbor. We can take you out closer to the ocean. We can take you up the coastline as far as the city limits. We don't rent out our boat to people who, we have professionals who will take you where you need to go. But yeah, if you're looking to rent out a water that you can take out to the ocean, we are the people you want to talk to.
Oh, well, guess we're in need of your services.
Ah, excellent. Well, we go for a very, very reasonable rate of 1 gold piece per hour. Providing you with, you get refreshments, get a light lunch or a light dinner depending on how long you stay. And of course, we'll take care of all of your sailing needs.
Sounds reasonable indeed.
Oh, well then. When were you guys thinking of going?
Now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Basically right about now, if it's convenient.
Well, yes, let me just make sure that my crew is all set. If you guys, come aboard. And she points to a gangway where you guys can walk up from the dock onto the top part of the ship. It's basically kind of like a commercial sort of, boat. It's not got a lot of storage or, fishing hooks or anything. In the front, there's a series of lounge chairs. There's also, you can see that there's a bar area actually, and somebody is setting up by the bar. You can tell that they're not quite, they weren't waiting for customers. They're still a little bit setting up in the morning. And the captain says, yeah, if you want to just wait here, I will go round up the crew. Now, just out of curiosity, how far would you like to be going out? Where are you guys planning on heading out today for your travels? Would you like a tour of the harbor? We can take you out past the naval harbor and give you some of the history of Waterdeep and some of the famous naval battles that have taken place here. Or if you're interested, we can go over and show you the backside of Mount Waterdeep and tell you all of the ancient history of the great changes that have happened in our city over time. What were you guys looking at doing today?
Did you say battles? Like war?
Oh, sea battles. Oh, yes, there have been so many fights in Waterdeep. It's basically a history of conflict and strife as much as money and profit and drama and fame.
I mean, did you guys figure out anything while I was looking for how to get boats?
So she shows you, actually very similar to what you guys can see, is a map of the city of Waterdeep and also, the harbor and the various areas. So, you can actually point out, you can hire her out for whatever you want. She's used to tourists, but she's also from Waterdeep and she works along the dockwards. So she's had unusual requests in the past.
Well, we would have to meet back up with one of our colleagues, but this does sound fascinating. I always did like war. War.
Waterdeep does have a lot of that in its history.
I mean, guess first things first, check out those boats over there.
Okay, we can go past. I mean, that's not going to be barely, 20 minutes. But we can go past those boats if you want. Sure.
Yeah, just we're interested in boats, shall we say?
Okay. Well, if you give me an idea of where you want to go, I can kind of give you a cost estimate, the crew, just a sense of how many, if we're going to be out for an hour, if we're going to be out for 2 hours, if we're going to be out for 5 hours. What were you thinking?
You think too much.
Well, they do have families to get back to in the evening, so if we're going to do a full day trip, they would like to know in advance. I mean, no offense, but we're just not going to go out with a group of obviously armed strangers to an unknown destination.
Fair enough.
I mean, he's the armed stranger.
Yeah, that's a really nice spear you've got.
Meh.
I see a rapier. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm not calling you pirates, but you understand.
We look like pirates.
If we were pirates, we wouldn't need you to steer the boat.
Well, it could be
We're
that
really
you were
bad pirates.
Yeah. So, where would you guys like to go today? You've got the whole map here to look at.
What do you guys want to do? We definitely want to check out the spot with the dragon, but we also want to check out his boats.
Oh, are you guys looking for the dragon that's been hassling the sailors here around the city?
Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
With you.
Of course I've heard about the dragon. I work down here. I've met some of the people who've run into that dragon.
Yeah,
So-
just need to
Ooh.
confirm that it's not gonna cause any big issues.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well,
we might have 2 jobs for you. We need to check out those boats. And we need to talk to the dragon.
all right. Yeah. So as you, she's like, yeah, that's fine. Although, in order to get out there, it's gonna be quite a ways. I'm gonna guess, depending on the tide and the wind, and she kind of does some estimates. Like, you're probably looking at probably about 2.5 hours to get out to where the dragon's been sighted, and then of course another 2.5 hours back. So that's going to be 5 gold round trip.
We have more than enough to pay that.
All right.
I think so.
Well, then, have a seat. The bar is open. It's not an open bar, though. And make yourselves at home. We'll cast off and be on our way shortly. So, what you want to do is she kind of points to the far cluster of the 3. You can't get too close. You draw a bit of attention to yourself, and there's some sea courtesy about distances and stuff. But, yeah, if you want me to go over closer to those 3 ships, I certainly can head in that direction if that's what you want. Kind of in the opposite direction of where we need to go, but the customer is always right.
Yeah, just having a quick look, see at them. Nothing too serious.
Yeah, so you see the crew get busy. They start gathering up ropes and pulling up the gangplank and doing other things that they do. And yeah, as you go out, the water is at first a little more choppy, but as you enter the deeper water, it starts to even out a little bit more and become a bit more smooth. So you get, she starts to approach the 3, the Heartbreaker, the Hellraiser, and the Eye Catcher. What would you guys like to look for?
See, Nimblewright isn't gonna be out in the open, so I guess outside of the names that we can now see, I guess just looking if I recognize like any kind of symbols of any gangs of Waterdeep I may recognize.
Sure. You want to go ahead? I mean, since all of you are out there and all of you are looking, you can all do me a perception check and let you know. Gives you 4 chances, basically. Not Gorko. He's a little bit getting seasick. He's
Gorko.
He's not used to being on the water. This is new for him. He doesn't like it. All right.
Nice.
Yes.
Roll.
Clara, ooh.
All right. So with that roll, Habara, you can see very clearly, drow, on all 3 ships. You see drow, sailors. It seems to be some are drow sailors who are moving around doing some normal kind of normal kind of sailor things, doing their stuff. You also can see that some of the drow aren't really doing anything, but they're very, very, very well armed. And also, you think you see with that roll on the eye catcher, you're pretty sure you see someone. It's kind of hard to tell, but it actually looks like a human. Oh wait, hold on a second. I gotta get the right here. I'm looking to see if they say what. I just wasn't expecting you to do a 20 to get a crit, and so I want to reward you for that. But I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, you see what you can tell. It's a humanoid shape. You think that it looks kind of masculine, sort of like in its form. But it also looks like it's walking around in boxer shorts and it's like a smoking jacket, but they're standing inside. It looks like kind of like a captain's cabin. So the form that you see is a little bit more difficult than the sailors who are outside on the ship. They're on the outside, on the deck. But this one, you're sort of looking through glass, and there's a little bit of glare. But you kind of get the impression that it's the eye catcher that has the nice living quarters, and somebody there's running things. Has got a very nice lifestyle hanging out there. So, but you can tell it's humanoid, but you can't tell sort of more than that because of the glass that you're peering.
Okay.
And that was for the eye catcher ship, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. That
Okay.
the looks like almost like a captain's state room that they were in. You could sort of see through the glass of it. And at this point, you're passing the ships and heading out to sea. So, is there anything you guys want to do? I'm not expecting you to do anything, but I also don't want to cut you off and say that you can't do anything for like the 2 hours now that you're going to be sat waiting, kind of just, heading out to where the dragon has been spotted.
So what did you have in mind for this construct that's on those ships?
I mean, get it back, mostly.
Because do we need it?
I mean, it's probably like pretty useful. Might tell us things.
Well,
we could put it to work.
Can it swim?
I don't know.
Well,
if you think about attacking 3 ships, that's not going to go well.
Nope.
but what if the ships were on fire?
I mean, thing about fire is we're around a lot of water, so it's really hard to keep things on fire consistently.
Boats like to be flammable, though. Fire and
Boats are flammable.
really good combo. I don't know why, but they always are.
Indeed.
I think it's because they're made of...
For fire to burn on water, you would need something along the lines of Therosian fire. And,
or a gristle?
I don't know anyone that could whip us up a batch right here and now.
Guys.
We don't need...
We have gristle, right? Right, Amara?
We don't need it to stay on fire. We just need it to sink. Right?
Again, 3 boats full of armed men.
I don't think we need... Did you bring... Delvar, did you bring the water breathing potion?
Yeah, of course.
Gimme.
No.
We're actively on the moving boat. You can't just get out.
I mean,
that's what the water breathing potion's for.
Even if you have that, the boat's still gotta be moving.
Oh,
I can swim.
Not faster than the boat.
And actually, just double checking, I do actually have an alchemy kit and the ingredients to actually cook up some alchemist fire, but that's besides the point.
We have gristle. We don't need alchemist fire.
We got better than Grizzle. So you giving her?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Her hand is extended. She's like wanting this water breathing potion now.
Don't we need that to talk to the dragon?
Yes, that's
Everyone doesn't need to talk to the dragon.
I want to talk to the dragon.
Yes, but the water breathing potions are for the dragon.
This helps. We don't all need to talk to a dragon. I mean, once you talk to one dragon, you've talked to all dragons. And I trust y'all not to fuck up with the dragon. Probably.
If we want to deal with the dragon, we're gonna need this boat. Whatever you're doing is not gonna let him.
Don't worry.
These people won't work with us anymore.
Oh, I don't have any plans for this boat.
The people on this boat probably don't want to deal with 3 other boats.
Oh, it's fine. Just trust me on this.
Oh.
You teleported me, so I trust you. I regret this, but I trust you. Wow.
I do not trust you, but I also know I cannot stop you.
You give another water breathing potion then?
I mean, Felver was hanging on to those, right?
So far, Pandora's potion.
I have my reservations, but if I'm outvoted, here you go.
She chugs it and just falls off the boat.
As she does this, Clue just runs to the captain. Can you stop the boat real quick? My friend is being an idiot for a second.
All right. By the way, you guys have been like going way like you're gonna have to swim for a while to get closer to the boats. Just so you know, like by the way, so you're gonna have to swim for quite a while now to get anywhere close to the 3 boats. So
it wouldn't be longer than an hour, would it?
Well, no, but it wouldn't be longer than an hour. But by the time you don't have to use the water breathing potion to swim, you can breathe while.
Well, for this we do. Well, for this she would.
So she has it.
Okay. All right. The Captain Perpetua is like, it's your gold pieces. We'll just keep adding them on. And she stops the boat. And so, do you want us to do anything about that?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. We tried to stop her, and it did not work.
I have
So basically,
reservations about this.
So basically,
Drunken sailor. What?
Mara's gonna sink to relative to a depth so that you wouldn't be able to see her under the water.
Okay.
So like deep enough so that you wouldn't be able to see her underwater, but that's obviously deep enough so that she can still see what's up. She's going to swim out to the boats. So
okay. All right.
That's athletics, right?
Yes. And I also think swimming is, unless you have freedom of movement, it might be. It's all right. It's going to take you basically the full hour almost to get there.
And that's how you fuck it up.
So, which one were you aiming for, by the way?
The whatchamacallit, the fancy one.
Okay. So 2 things. One, do you guys on the ship keep an eye out on the boats while Habara is doing this?
I mean, he's full on taking out popcorn at this point.
Okay. Do you want to? Anyone want to roll perception?
Yes.
Mara's found a little piece of wood and is just sitting there, like with one of her darts, and is like, "What do you do with the drunken sailor? What do you do with the drunken sailor? What do you do with the drunken sailor early in the morning?"
So what you see is that the drow and the sailors and their armed companions are loading things onto a smaller boat, and they all get into the smaller boat. And they start heading for shore, and you start to see now that you're on the other side of it, where there are a lot of packaging. There's a lot of these big boxes that, and they have the name on them, Zardoz Zord. You see a lot of humans who are actually like organizing these boxes, and they've loaded some on. With the drow, and these boxes are heading back towards. Habara, you don't know any of that. You're coming up underneath the eye catcher. So,
that's it, the eye catcher.
right, hold on 1 second, because there's something that you are going to see.
On the bottom of the boat?
Here's something you are going to see on the bottom of the boat. Yes.
Okay.
So, what you notice is I have to figure out because it tells me it's on this thing, but then I have to go to a different page. Don't know.
What do you do with the drunken sailor? What do you do with the drunken
yes.
sailor?
Okay, how do I describe this? You see It can only be seen like sorry. It's basically like a round. Alright, I'm just gonna tell you what it is out of game. It's a submarine. What you see
So a
is
submarine is connected to the ship.
Yeah, so underneath the ship, docked to it, it almost looks like what's the mantis ray swimming thing in the water?
Manta ray?
A manta
Yeah,
ray.
yeah, that thing. It kind of has that sort of shape to it. And let's see its features. It doesn't really tell me too much of what it looks like from the outside, but from what you can tell, it looks like it would take a lot of damage. It's some sort of underwater thingy.
Obviously, she's gonna see this before she gets right up on the ship, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Nope. Change of plan. Backing out.
Well, now you're stranded.
And
no, she just has to continue swimming.
You will have to, swim at the surface now.
Yeah. I imagine it's probably. Oh, I couldn't have gotten that earlier.
Yeah, that's better. That's much better. Yeah.
I imagine that she probably got like 3/4 of the way. So, like, probably comes up in between like a fourth of the way away from them and where the boat is.
Yeah, I'll do a quick.
Up to the surface, I mean.
A quick check here. We'll see. I'm going to make it a pretty high check because, you had like, let's say 10 or 15 minutes left of swimming, and they're not necessarily looking in that part of the harbor. So, they got a 10. They're not going to see. One thing is, when you guys first do the potion of water breathing, unless you've done it before, when you first go in, it's you feel like you're choking because your body isn't used to drinking or to breathing water, and so it kind of takes you a little while to get the hang of using it in your lungs and breathing in and out with it. So that was also one of the things to do that you haven't done it before. It's kind of like smoking for the first time. You just kind of but so it takes you a little while to get used to. So they see you now that they see you swimming towards them. Captain Perpetua is kind of like slowly backing her ship up, trying to get a bit closer to you to close the distance. Yeah, they help the crew help you clamble out. Clamble, is that a word? It is now. Out of the ship or out of the water onto the ship.
Well, I'm assuming it's a sail ship, and
Yes.
sail ships don't work like that. It would have to turn around.
All right. Well, that's it. They will turn. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, they put the they put the sails down so they're not moving anymore. And yes, in my world, it's a magic. But okay, yeah, they can like throw you out a life raft and a rope and help pull you, part of the way.
Ow.
So I have good news. When she's back on the board. So I have good news and I have bad news. Bad news is I didn't set the ship on fire.
That much was obvious.
The good news is I think I know how they're getting the automaton onto the land. Kind of, maybe.
Boat?
I don't know.
Because I'm assuming it's via boat.
It's like...
Sorry to break in. The captain says, "Can we continue on now to where the dragon was spotting?"
Oh yeah, go.
Okay. Yep. All right. Just want to check. And so yeah, they start doing the thing. Yep. They go. Right.
Kind of. I think all right. I didn't get close enough because they may have a giant manta.
A giant
What?
manta.
Well, they're like these flat sharks.
I know what a
So-
manta
We know
is.
what a manta is.
Giant one? Like
I
was it
don't.
big?
Well, I guess it would be a dire manta if we wanted to be really particular on the thing.
Or a river manta? Like in like the
No, a dire one.
Oh, right. Wrong universe. Sorry.
So I think they're using that somehow. Although I don't know how.
So you guys are
breathing.
Boom, boom, boom.
Did you tell?
You could tell it was made of metal from looking at it underwater.
Okay. I think it might be an underwater boat. Is that a thing?
An underwater boat?
I mean,
Can
I've
War
heard
say,
of weirder things.
Kristi, how mad would you be if War said something?
You can say whatever you want. You have free will.
Well, I mean, submarines are a thing, but I mean, I haven't seen one in this day and age. So that's actually kind of impressive.
What is a submarine?
So why don't people who live in Waterdeep go ahead and give me a history check with advantage? The long-term people.
Ooh.
Ow.
So mostly the Belvar and
12. Woo.
History, dude.
Belvar, how'd you do? Not so.
Worst.
Oh,
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna say, like, the both of you are aware of automatons, of those big kind of creatures that they have at the parades. And for instance, you guys actually saw some of them at the House of Inspired Hands, and you know that gnomes get up to crazy things. Like, you've never heard of this, but you also never heard of Nimblewrights before yesterday either, or Nimblewrights.
Oh, wait a
I should
minute.
say.
Wasn't there a model of this thing at the House of Inspired Hands?
Oh, yes. Yes, well remembered. I will actually give you, do you currently have inspiration?
I do not.
You now do have inspiration.
Mhm.
You are inspired. Yes, let me just pull it up. You guys did have a look at that. Go back to that page.
Yeah, then she'll be like, "Oh, wait a minute!
Inside the temple.
I saw this in the temple."
Yes, there is a miniature model of a red submarine shaped like a manta ray, and it had a brass plate affixed to its pedestal that reads, "The Scarlet Marpenoth, Lantanese submersible, launched in 1489 DR."
Did you just say Atlantis?
No, Lantanese. They're just not Lantanese. They're Lantan, like Lantinus or Lantans is a place. They're
All right.
Lantanese. Yeah, so that's exactly, you put two and two together, and you get inspiration for that. Hey, that was my foreshadowing. It worked.
Did the plate actually said submarine?
Yep.
Submersible.
Well,
Submersible.
it said what it says here is among the displays are several that stand out. A miniature model of a red submarine shaped like a manta ray. It has a brass plaque affixed to its pedestal that says the Scarlet Marmenoth Lantanese submersible.
Okay.
I mean, it did say the word submarine on the description of it. So, but they call it a submersible. You can.
yeah, but the description is an out-of-game thing, whereas the plaque is what you actually...
Yeah, so you would
Because
say submersible.
reading
That you would remember the submersible text. It's shaped like a
Okay.
red mantis, a red kind of fish.
I don't think those clockwork priests told us everything.
I mean, they also, sell machines, so it's not absurd for people to get their hands on stuff.
Who pooed it?
But they made an automaton.
Well,
I mean,
And now we have
automaton made an
another.
automaton.
it
Their
was gifted to them.
Their automaton made an automaton.
Yeah, but how do we know they're not lying?
Who was it that
Actually,
gifted
no,
it
you're not
to them?
lying.
Belvar, if you want to roll another history or intelligence check, see if you remember.
Yeah.
God. Oh.
Yeah.
One of my dogs just farted.
You remember that Nim that you met, they described him as being a gift of a Lantanese like mage or expert. Wizard. Yeah, a Lantanese wizard was gifted the House of Inspired Hands with Nim as well.
Yes, Lantanese. That's who made the Nimblewrights. The plot thickens.
That does make the plot thicken.
Right.
I wonder if that's his boats. Hey, ship lady, who owns those boats?
I don't know. I don't keep track of everybody's who owns what ships that come in. I mean, we see ships come in and out of the harbor every day. Sorry. I mean, I do recognize the carnival. Is that Zardos Zod? Yeah, they come by every time there's a major festival in town. I think they do parades, and there's some sort of like family entertainment. Come along and host a parade, and sell tat and things for kids, and jugglers and people on tall walking sticks, kind of things. The usual things that you see at a city festival. It was a good time. Zardos, by the way, I drank with him once. It was good fun. It was good fun.
I know I didn't trust those priests.
Belvar.
Yes.
You want that automaton they got up in there? Maybe we could, rough shit up. I mean, liberate it, burn their house down, whatever you want to call it.
We're not attacking a temple. It's not gonna go well.
By the way, out of character, I need to point out, this has one Hibar over for freeing the little construct. I mean, she still doesn't really care, but she's like, those people set us up.
All right, so as you are talking, you guys, I mean, I don't want to interrupt your roleplay, and there's more things you guys want to discuss.
No.
Okay, all right.
No.
Yeah, so you start to get, Captain Perpetua takes you around Deepwater Island. She starts kind of like, doing a little bit of the tourist talk, even though you didn't ask for it. She kind of can't help herself, talking about old days and sort of the pirate problems that they used to have in the old days, and the legends about all of the battles and also the wrecks that litter the bottom of this part of the harbor, and all of the treasure that might be down there. And she kind of says, and of course, you guys are looking for the dragon, right?
Yes.
As I said, several of my friends have seen. I haven't seen the dragon. I don't. At first, when they first started coming back with the stories, you just thought it was sailors telling tales, but eventually, it was just too many people. From too many places, and I would say, I don't know. It's maybe at this point about a dozen in 2 months. Doesn't really seem to have any pattern or whatever. But from what I hear, it pops its head out the water. It says, I'm looking for treasure, and people just now they say if you throw, things at it, like not at its head or anything, but if you kind of like offer it some gold to take tone, because you know what dragons are like with their hordes, it'll go away. I guess I kind of feel it's like, maybe like a protection racket or something, so, yeah, I mean, if you want to go talk to the dragon, that's pretty exciting. Let me know how it goes. I'm very curious. But
you're gonna be with us, so it don't matter none.
Well, unless it pops its head above the water, I'm not gonna go looking for a dragon. So she takes you to about this point in the area where you've kind of got your map sketched out. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Kelsey.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. And yeah, she weighs anchor and says, "Well, this seems to be if you want to go looking, I mean, unless you're going to go up on shore and look on the rocks or whatever, but if you want to go try to find the dragon and there's a lot of, we hear underwater caves as well as above ground caves in this area, and this is pretty much in this area, more in the deeper water than the shallow is where people have encountered them, the ships and all. So if you want, I'll weigh anchor and I'll sit here while you guys do your thing."
Okay.
Thank you.
I assumed I had time for a short rest during the boat trip.
Yeah, if you guys wanted to do a short rest and roll some hit die, yeah, you could have taken that time. Sure.
Exactly what I need to get back to full health.
That's good. Just takes one then.
Yeah, somebody got their ass kicked.
I got hit once.
Yeah, like I said.
All right, so you've got Gorko's got no, it was 4 potions, wasn't it, that were sent along. So you've got 3 left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Who's going down?
I am.
Okay.
Thalvar is.
Louis as well.
Okay. Well, there's 3 of you. Hibara, you get to chill on the boat.
Yep. This is when she's taking her short rest.
Okay. All right. Yes. So, as I said, when you drink the potion, I didn't have a chance because I wasn't ready for Hibara to just jump off the ship in the middle of the trip. But you sort of force yourself. Gorko is not very sure about this. It's pretty good that you're leaving Hibara behind because he's getting a little bit clingy on her leg now. He's like, are they going to come back? But as you force yourself under the water. Oh, by the way, what do you guys take with you? What are you carrying? What are you swimming with? Are you, you got, you're taking your spear, you're taking your backpacks, all of this stuff is gonna. What are you swimming with?
I mean, just his short bow, his rapier, and quiver. That's the thing he needs to actually stab things.
Okay. All right.
What about armor?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's leather armor as well.
Okay.
Armor's heavy when wet. You know that, right?
Yeah, leather armor's quite light. It doesn't restrict much.
Yeah, it's not like chain.
So Thalvar will take the coat off because, yeah.
Okay.
The coat.
Swimming with a cow.
What? Swimming with a cow?
You got leather armor. Imagine getting leather wet.
I mean, it stinks, but it's not particularly heavier than normal clothes that get wet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I'm half naked, so it doesn't really matter. I'm already in Anyway.
Okay, so yeah, you got leather armor. You're taking your coat off, Thalvar. Your nice coat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Thalvar folds up his coat and places his hat on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, you guys go diving in the water, and yeah, part of the weight of the leather armor does help kind of weight you down, and you're taking the potions before you get, I'm sure, I'm assuming, but you glug the potions. Leap in.
And Thalvar would have used a potion of water breathing before.
Okay. So for, yeah, Clue, you probably haven't, and Mara, I doubt, would have had that opportunity. So for both of you, it's a little bit, like I said, if you've ever tried smoking, it's just it takes you a bit to get used to using extra muscles in your chest and your stomach because it's just a denser material. But once you get the hang of it, you find that you can sort of modulate your breath just like you would when you were swimming if you were doing a breaststroke, and kind of you get the hang of incorporating your movements of your body with the expansion and stuff of your lungs. So yeah, you've got a couple rounds now to look. So why don't the 3 of you, I'll let each of you roll perception or investigation or survival, whatever you can make a good case for as to looking around for a dragon.
being that Mara was raised in like a field, the fact that she even knows how to swim is a miracle. So like she's not like super struggling, but like every so often she's definitely getting caught by a current or something, like ending up a couple of feet off. But
Yeah.
it helps her because she's just kind of like dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, dragon.
Keeping her mind off of it. Yes. Was someone going to say something? Sorry, I didn't want to cut them off. No. Okay. Yeah, well, Mara, I mean, if you were drowning, you'd probably be more panicked, but because you can breathe just fine, you just sort of like, can mimic what other people are doing and you kind of get the hang of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you guys are down for about 10 minutes or so. And then Mara and Thelvar, you both see this. In the water ahead of you, you see a large shape that is speeding toward you. As it gets closer, you recognize it as a dragon with bronze-colored scales. It's probably at this point, let's say about 90 feet away from you. So before I do anything else, I just want to see give you guys a chance, a round to react. Like, what do you do once you see this shape?
Mara like stands up. She's like gone from flat to kind of like so horizontal to vertical and went dragon and like open arms wide and like come to me, baby. I want to love you.
Clue just like pulls out his rapier, just like not in like a threatening way, but in like a don't try things, man.
Okay, Thelvar, what does Thelvar do?
Yeah, Thelvar also kind of goes upright and greeting, dragon friend.
Yeah. So the shape, continue. It sort of pauses and then it starts swimming at you again. It sort of like skids to a stop about 20 feet in front of you, and it gives you a toothy grin and raises a claw in a small wave. Like, well met. Hello.
Oh, hello there. I am Thelvar, human combat mage, and these are my companions, Mara and Clue. Pleased to meet you.
Hello.
You're
please.
so pretty.
Oh, thank you. I am a beautiful dragon, I know. Thank you. I'm Zelipharn. It's lovely to meet you as well. And yes, I'm glad you noticed how beautiful I am. Thank you.
You're so pretty. I love you.
No, I don't get a lot of humans under the water. What are you doing under the water?
We actually came to talk to you. It seems you've been causing a bit of stir with those on the land and in the shipping lanes. We just wanted to make sure that everything is okay with you.
Oh, yes. Well, I recently found this area, and I noticed that it's a wonderful area for treasure. So I've made a little home here in my underwater cave, and I'm quite curious about humans. Actually, I'm very interested in. Like someday, when I become able to shapeshift into them, I want to go and walk on the land, and so I'm trying to learn more about them. But right now, I'm trying to build up my treasure. So that's so I have a nice little nest egg to bring home, and maybe someday to have a little family with. And so yeah, I've tried to talk to the humans. I've tried to explain to them that I'm looking for treasure, but they act very strangely. They end up just sort of throwing gold coins in the water, which is fine. I just add it to my hoard, but they don't seem to want to talk too much. You guys are the most talkative humans I've met so far.
Yes. Not everyone is quite as at ease with wormfolk as myself and my companions. You see, the problem is that a lot of people are kind of intimidated by you. They feel that you're what they would refer to it on the land is shaking them down for money. Which I'm sure I'm not.
No, I'm not asking them for treasure. I'm telling them I'm looking for treasure. I'm trying to make conversation. I think I'm not very good at it.
It doesn't matter. You're pretty.
That's true.
I thought it must be something of a misunderstanding.
Yes, I mean, what they give
Yeah,
me
we
is
should-
nothing compared to the treasures I find down by looking through the wrecks.
Ooh.
Indeed, you must find plenty of things down there. Many battles have happened that have sunk many a ship in this area.
Yes, you're very smart about these things.
Oh, how I wish I could explore some of those wrecks sometimes. I'm sure I could come up with some mighty interesting artifacts. I do envy
Friend,
you.
you should take Belvar friend.
But you can stay down here if you want. If you can keep breathing, I'll show you around.
I would love to, but our water breathing ability will only last us about an hour.
Oh, that's too bad.
Indeed.
Add Belvar friend to your horde.
'Cause that's
But,
really...
I could definitely arrange to come back another day, though.
So-
I'm pretty good with alchemy. I'm sure I could come up with a few more. In time, I could brew myself a few more water-breathing potions to explore down here quite a bit more.
Yeah, it gets
I
kind
would
of
love-
lonely. I don't really have anyone to talk to. I don't have anyone who's ever had much experience with humans or how they live, and I find them very fascinating.
Oh, I would love to help you learn more. We're actually helping another dragon, a young brass dragon that was chased away from their family by some rogue green flying around. We're actually helping her. We're going to help her get back to her family. We'll need to deal with the green so she can do that. But we've found her somewhere to stay for the time being.
Oh, that's good. Hey, you guys, you're humans. I can't go into the harbor part of the harbor. But, I was wondering if maybe we could do a trade or do a favor.
Oh?
Yes.
What kind of trade?
Well, the other, it was a couple days ago. There was a ship that was coming into the harbor. Well, it was traveling here around the deep water isle part where I have my home. There were 3 ships together, and I was sometimes I'll go and I know that's. I've noticed the humans don't always like to talk to me, or the humanoids don't like to talk to me. So and this one was at night, and they get especially agitated if you try to talk to them. But as I was following them, one of them had a very weird thing at the bottom of its boat. I've never seen it before. I managed in the moonlight to catch its name. It said on the side, the Eye Catcher. And I was wondering if you could find out for me what that thing was that was on the side of its boat, because I've never seen another one, and I've been in the harbors and swimming the waters for a very, very long time.
Oh, yes. We were actually interested in that ship ourselves. That thing on the side of it, it's Lantian submersible. It's like a special kind of ship that apparently can swim underwater.
Oh.
Yes, it's quite some amazing
That's
piece of tech.
fascinating.
I'm sure it's possibly gnomish of origin, maybe. I'm not sure. But yes, it's
Oh, I
quite
think I've read
remarkable.
about that. Yes. Fascinating. Whoa. Well, you've put my mind to rest. I've been wondering and turning it over in my mind for a week now, and all I had to do was meet you, and you've solved the puzzle for me. Can I offer you a gift in my thanks?
A gift? Oh, I would be mightily honored.
He said, "All right, you wait here. You won't drown, will you?"
No. We've got plenty of time left.
All right. So he kind of like dives, and you see him disappear into gradually fading as he gets deeper and deeper into the deep. So I don't want to metagame too much. Were you guys gonna ask him to stay with Dabby, or are you gonna keep Dabby where she was?
Can Debbie breathe underwater?
Well, he might have
I don't think so.
above water caves and underwater caves here, because there's a lot of caves in these areas. That's the kind of thing. Is he's got yeah. I mean, there's where he might keep his treasure might be different from where he lives, or it might be a part connected through the cave system. So
Yeah, that'll be an idea.
okay. Yeah. So you give it like a 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and then suddenly you can start to see Zelipharn shape, a dark shape coming up. You hope it's Zelipharn as it comes up through the deep, and it is happily. His toothy grin and his bronze skin start to glimmer, and what he holds in his hand is it's a very old chest with a rusted lock, and he tells you that so I've just found this today, and I want to, because you I've been thinking about this and thinking about it, and I want to just show you my gratitude. I don't really know what's in here. You'll have to look. I haven't opened it yet, but I can smell that there's some sort of gold inside, and I'd like you to take this as a gift for solving the puzzle for me, and I will start looking into gnomes and Lantanese constructions. That was the most fascinating thing at the bottom of that boat.
God, you are very welcome, and your gift is humbly accepted.
So he swims over to Mara and says, "Who are you?"
Me?
"Yeah, I'm a Zelipharn."
My name is Mara. And you are just the beautifulest creature I have ever seen.
Sort of like takes it in and like just like, oh, and like gives you a little dragon lick with his little dragon tongue on the side of your face. It tickles. and then he sort of like, "Would you like to go for a ride?"
Yes, please.
So he kind of lowers himself, kind of like puts his head down so that you can swim over and kind of grab his neck. Now make sure you sit where the shoulders meet the neck, because it will take a little bit, there will be a little bit of force. Are you holding on? Are you ready?
I'm good.
All right, and so yeah, he takes you on a ride underwater. He doesn't go too deep because there's more pressure down there, and he's worried about hurting you. But he does kind of like make a big loop circle around where Clue and Thelvar are, and sort of goes up and up and up, and all of a sudden you guys break the surface, and you do kind of like a free willy movement and go right back down into the water. And then he comes back and he drops you off in front of Thelvar and Clue. And says, "Does anyone else want to go next? That was kind of fun. I haven't had a person ride me in a while."
Oh, that looks such fun. I will.
All right. Yeah, so Mara, are you getting off, or are you going to let Thelvar get on behind you?
I'm going to let Thelvar get on behind you. I'm like, riding into battle in Troy.
Yeah, all right. So Zelifar is like sort of like giggling now. He's like, "Oh, you people, humans are so funny," and he starts to go around the water, and he's circling Clue, and suddenly the water around you, Clue, starts to turn. It's not a whirlwind that's dangerous or underneath, but you feel like all of the water moving around you, and then he dives down. He goes underneath where Clue is, and then he comes up again and breaks the surface and does another big leap. Kind of gives a couple swipes of his wings as well to get some good lift, and then dives back in. But when he starts to dive, what you guys do is sort of like lean forward so that way the rush of the water doesn't like knock you off. And comes back and comes around and says to Clue, "Do you want to go for a ride as well?"
I'm good, really.
Well, at least let me take you back to your ship. You guys must be almost out of your time. You said you only had a little bit of time with your water breathing, and if you get stuck down here, I wouldn't want to be responsible. So would you at least like to climb on, and I promise I won't do anything too scary or fast, and I can get you back to where you need to go.
Sure. He just climbs on, but Not enthusiastically.
All right, so he goes, this time Zelafon goes quite slowly. You know, it's kind of like when you're driving with your grandma in the car. You know? Like, you don't hit the brake too hard, you don't hit the accelerator too hard, and just sort of does a nice sort of dolphin kind of swim. And brakes. So yeah, Hibara, you and Gorko are standing, or I don't know what you're doing on the deck, but suddenly you hear...
I just want to point out, because you mentioned Gorko was like worried about Mara.
Yes. Is.
Hibara got him to drink from the bar, but not like
right.
Not like any wines or anything. Although she did have a glass of wine herself.
Okay.
She recommended him to drink like hard vodka or whatever.
All right. So as you guys are standing there, he's like regaling with you, like he's reenacting his various shots against the carrion crawler and how he was aiming for Clue's arrow and how he touched it one time and how he almost like he's like, you know, like how kids do sometimes, like, yeah, I was doing this and then I like kicked him in the head and then it was So you guys are kind of doing that when you hear shouts of dragon on the starboard side, dragon on the starboard side, and the whole crew kind of goes rushing over. Do you guys head over there as well?
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
Hibara, yeah, and Gorko, yeah, and so you first see just the head, this face of a dragon with it's got kind of like a chipped tooth on one side. It's got kind of like a very toothy grin, except for the one chipped tooth. And he's got a beautiful bronze color. You can tell that he's older than Dabby. Dabby's still like a little wormling, and this one looks, to be not a full adult dragon, but certainly a little bit more mature than she was. And as the water breaks, you can see a drenched Clue not looking that happy, Thelvar looking very pleased, and Mara just with a glowing, massive grin on her face. And Zelafarn says, all right, well, it was very nice to meet you, my friends. And don't forget your thank you gift. I appreciate you very much. And don't worry, he shouts at the people looking at the ship, I'm not looking for treasure. Don't.
Before you go, my friend, I was wondering if we could ask one last favor of you.
Oh.
You see, our brass friend that we told you about, obviously, well, we have them staying. It's near farmlands, and it's not exactly the most ideal place for them. Would they be able to stay with you until we find a way to take them home?
Zelafar thinks a bit. He said, brass dragons? Brass dragons?
Yes. It's a brass wormling. It's very young.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't want to stay in the water for a long time. I think they prefer hotter climates. And yeah, there's a lot of caves. I mean, my hoard will be secret, my secret hoard, but there are a lot of caves that they could stay in. And yeah, it gets kind of lonely out here. And they've been staying with humans, you said, on a farm?
Yes, indeed they have. They've been staying with some friends of ours. They make such delicious bread. Yes.
Well, if they know about humans, then certainly they can talk with me and teach me. As I said, when I'm ready to shapeshift, I want to make sure I know as much as I can about the human world, and so it would be very, very good to learn about that. Yeah, I suppose for a while I can find them a place where they can stay and be safe. Sure.
Yeah. Brilliant. We will get a message to Dabby, and we will send her out this way to meet with you. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, you guys, if you come back out in this area, this is where I'm currently looking for treasure, and there's a lot to look for, so I'll probably be in this same area for a couple of weeks, and, whenever I can kind of sense the boats going overhead, I kind of check them out. So if you come back with her and make an introduction or whatever, yeah, you can organize that, and she can stay with me for a while. Indeed.
Dragon.
And we will get the word spread around town that you're not trying to get treasure from people. You're just looking for tips on where to find treasure. So I'm sure people will be a bit more receptive to you going forward.
Wonderful, wonderful. Perpetua is standing, by the way, at the side of the ship, just sort of slack-jawed, watching you guys talk to a dragon, and kind of like can feel her staring. So, along with all the other humans, he just sort of like waves at them.
Captain, please come and meet our friend. Trust me, they are the most friendly dragon that you will have ever met.
Hello, I'm Zalafarn.
They don't want anything from you other than perhaps some jolly conversation. When they speak about treasure, you see, they're just asking about tips about where they could find some. I'm sure you could spread the word amongst your sailor friends.
She's like, yeah. That's a dragon. Yes.
Indeed it is, and the most friendly dragon it is.
This is the first dragon you've ever seen?
Yeah, that's the first dragon I've ever seen.
Well, have I got news for you.
It's May on Dragon's Day.
So yeah, you guys, Clue, I take it you're the one who's kind of, since you're the back of the dragon, you were the one who was maybe you and Thelvar were kind of holding on to the treasure, which you could manage, or the treasure chest, I should say, which you could manage because Zelly wasn't going too fast. So the crew can help you get out of the water, and once you are safely on board, Zalafarn gives you a wave, and okay, well, I've got lots of treasure to get back to. Thank you again for your help, and gives you a wink, because he does, like, you kind of get the feeling that, like, you don't want to talk about the thing at the bottom of the boat. He wants to kind of keep it a secret, too. He dives back into the water. And you just see him, as he turns, you can see the back of his tail shimmering, and it disappears underneath the waves.
Such a nice dragon. I'm glad we met them. Oh well, Captain, we are about ready to head back to shore, thank you.
She's a little bit still stunned, looking off where the dragon disappeared, and it takes her a few seconds to be like, yeah, okay. Everyone, back to work. We've got a tale to tell tonight, I tell you. We're not going to pay for a single drink. We're going to make everyone buy us a drink to get every minute of the story out. This has been amazing. Who are you people?
And speaking of drinks, I am Thelvar, Human Combat Mage. We are of the Adventuring Guild PN2C. You see, we run our own bar, which is due to open very soon, up in the North Ward. It's called The Old Haunt. We'll be opening soon, and we would love to see you all there. Here, pulls out the case and flourishes the card. Here is a card to our business. We'll be opening in about a week or two's time, I believe. Isn't that the timeline we have? Yes, I'm sure it is. But it will be made very public. You will certainly know when it opens. We would love to see you there.
Oh, it says here Troll Skull Alley. Were you associated at all, or did you know the people who cleared out the fissure that was happening over in the dock ward last year?
That was us.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Well, that's good to know you. And she sort of shakes her hand. It's like that earthquake was pretty scary, and really set off a lot of boats rocking in quite a dangerous way. And yeah, it was good to know. Yeah, okay. Ye Old Haunt. Looks at the card. Well, this has been, I have to tell you, this has been one crazy day. Well, let's get you all back to shore, and so we can wrap things up, and you can get over to the bars and start telling people this amazing story. You guys are all really wet. Would you like to use my main room? What do they call that?
Captain's quarters?
Yes, the captain's quarters, to dry off and rest rather than staying out here. Gorko, by the way, is like over by Mara immediately. very happy to see you.
Yes, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. So Perpetua shows you over to her captain's cabin, and goes into. I mean, it's a nice space, but it's quite small. It's a ship. It's not like a hotel room with a big spacious apartment-like feel, but it's away from the wind, and it's got kind of a homey feel. And she brings out several very, very thick towels for you, and sets them on the bed, and points over to a table that she uses. It looks kind of like a dining table, and says, if you want to just set whatever chest that is over there, we can have I can clean it up a little bit later for you, or you can just don't use the bath towels for that. You can she said, I'll send some over with some like kitchen towels or whatever else that you can use if you want to dry that off a little bit more, and I'll let you guys be.
Thank you very much.
So you are in the room, you're drenched wet, but you've got some towels, and you've got a big a very old looking wooden, it looks like a treasure chest, is what I basically, with a rusted lock.
I mean, do you think you could handle the lock?
I mean, it's rusted, so at this point it might be easy to just smash it open, but guess I can try the subtle way first.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and use like
24.
Yeah, yes. I mean, it is the case that it's quite rusty, and you have to use a bit of force on it, but by putting in a little bit of emphasis on it, it pops right open. And when you look inside, you can see 300 silver pieces. You also see a golden amulet shaped like an octopus with amethyst eyes that you can tell is worth several hundred gold pieces, but unless you had a Hordes person, I don't know if anyone has the Hordes person role in the stream team.
I don't know, but I got a 20 on an Arcana check.
Okay, are you looking for magic? Or are you looking for the...
Magic.
There's no magic. It's just a very attractive sea-themed piece of jewelry. That's the word I'm looking for.
We'll put it in the bar somewhere.
Okay. So, yes, anything else that you want to do with the inside of the chest? You can kind of see the money lying there, and you see an amethyst as well.
Well, I think this would, if we take out all the actual treasure, build in a false bottom so it's quite shallow. We can just scatter some coinage on the top, some of this old coinage that looks a bit sea damaged, and just have it open. And yes, it's treasure from a haunted sunken ship. I think it will go well with the decoration of the bar. Good thinking, Clue.
Yeah, do you want to go ahead and do a perception check on the box itself to kind of get a sense of the dimensions and the... Yeah, actually, while you're looking to how you could put in a false bottom, you find a secret compartment.
Fantastic.
Open the secret compartment.
Yeah. There is inside a stoppered wooden scroll tube.
Ooh. We'll open the scroll tube.
Yep, and inside there is a spell scroll of Revivify.
Ooh.
Revivify.
Yeah, if anyone goes...
Isn't that a medication?
I mean, if it cures death at the very least.
And Gorko is like, "Oh my gosh, it's another scroll. Is that more magic?"
It is, but this one is a little bit beyond you at this current moment.
Okay, but someday.
Indeed.
Oh, very excited. More magic to learn. Okay, metagame, it is getting on 10:30, so I'm just kind of wondering if people, I know generally, I think, Kelsey, you go about 3 hours or so, and then you actually have other things to do, but where are people in terms of continuing on or kind of stopping here in the captain's cabin? Where are people at?
I'm down with that.
I'm fine either way.
Yeah, fine, either way.
same.
So which one are you down with, Kelsey? Sorry.
Captain's cabin.
So pause it here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, so then we'll do the rest of, so let's say that unless there's something else you want to do with the ships on your way back, the ones that you were investigating, are you guys pretty okay with what you've learned so far about the 3 ships? Otherwise, what I'll say is you get back to shore uneventfully, and that way next time, rather than starting on the ship, you can start from, so I'm just thinking you've got an 8 o'clock curtains up if you want to make your rendezvous, whoever wants to go and go to the theater tonight. And to do that, you also need formal wear. So you're going to need time to go and... Oh, you're served lunch on the ship, by the way. And deduct the 5 gold pieces. Even though she's like, oh, you're so famous, I'm almost tempted to not take the money, but I spent the time and I got to pay my crew, so I've got to charge you. But you're welcome to come back for like a discount later if you want to go visit the dragon again. How about that? You're guaranteed half off if we can guarantee another viewing of the dragon. My crew loved that.
Thank you very much. That would be amazing.
Yeah. So it was 10 o'clock when you wrapped up with the battle. Let's say it was about an hour to find and negotiate. And then it was supposed to be a 5-hour round trip, but you also had a pause because Hibara wanted to go blow up the eye catcher.
Just set it on fire.
Just set it on fire. Then... 10, 11, so let's call it 6 hours. So yeah, let's say by the time you get back to shore, it's about 5 o'clock. It'll be about 5 o'clock in the evening. So you'll have time to get back to the tavern, and whoever wants to go to the theater that night can still have enough time to raid Thelvar's wardrobe, I think is what's going to happen. Play dress up and then go to the theater.
Yep, that sounds good.
Excellent. All right. Well, this was a fun session. You guys did things out of order, but you did them. That was fine. And
I don't know why you plan things in order for us.
Well, I guess it's more the order that they appear in the book. So.
Yeah, well, even with the book, the most elaborately planned out and brilliant plan in a D&D session is only as long as encounter with the players.
Yes, yeah. Well, my job is to basically be prepared for anything I introduce you to. If you do something, I have to be prepared to do, be able to react to it, and that worked out just fine tonight. So that was fun. All right, next time, same time next week. Does anyone have any problems schedule-wise, or we'll just be back here?
Nope.
No problems for me.
Excellent. So if you want to see what happens post-Dragon, to see what the opera, the Horde of the Dragon Queen is going to be like, and also to see if Mara is going to dress up in a dress or what Hibara would wear to the theater, come back next Sunday and find out what our heroes get up to. So until next time, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from the party. Say goodbye, party.
Goodbye,
party.
Hey, they did the bit. Okay.